Let's rock.
Hello, Mortar Church. Boom, on a Sunday morning. What's up, everybody? Welcome in here. We made it. Made it through a weekend. Well, we're actually still working on a weekend, but we made it through a Saturday. So, don't want to take the entire weekend away, because today counts also. I haven't count Friday nights into the weekend, but I'm a little bit of a crazy person. What's up, everybody? Good morning. Welcome in here. Appreciate all you fine folks for making it. Yeah, good morning. We're going to be going into, what is it, episode 6 of the Charlie Adelson trial this morning. We're on part 8 in the playlist that we're using from the trial channel. Again, thank you to the trial channel. If you are not subscribed to them, do so. I will put this link that we are going to be watching today into the chat here, and that will take you to the playlist, and that will give you the opportunity to sub up to these guys. So they're doing pretty good too. They're up to 38.5k subscribers, which is very good. Nothing to turn your nose up to. So they're doing the damn thing, and they were kind on X. I really appreciate that, and they let me use this playlist. But we're going to be going in today, starting with a guy by the name of Officer Brannon, which is not going to take very long at all. And then we're going to be going into Jeff Lacasse, and we got about 58 minutes with him. And yeah, we're going to keep rocking and rolling a little bit past that. We'll see where we get. We might even get up to, it looks like Charlie's ex here. I don't know if I can even say her name correctly. June Chinda. The one that I sent when she came up in Donna's trial, the one I sent out a post about where Charlie has a type. You know, it's either children from Vietnam or a lady that looks like this. So he definitely has a type. But yeah, we're going to be going in again. Let me get Officer Brandon's name in here so I can put that up on the screen while we go live. A couple of things we're going to be doing this morning. I'm working on a t-shirt giveaway currently, and I think we're 5 or 6 names away from making that happen. So we're going to try to do that. If you go to publiclybuzz.com, you will see that I have a lot of dank merch on there, a lot of amazing merch that I'm proud of, and we're going to be giving one of those shirts away to one lucky person as soon as we fill up a wheel. Again, I actually have a physical wheel here at Publicly Buzz in the Buzz Nation. And once I fill this bad boy up to completion, we give her the old spin, and we will give away some goodies. And again, the only way to get on the wheel is through donations, whether that's through the supers here on YouTube, whether that's you become a member, which you get access to the book club too, if you do become a member here, which is fucking awesome. Tuesday night, it should be returning. Hopefully, the last 2 weeks have gotten messed up for me, but we are still on The Stranger Beside Me, Ted Bundy book. And yeah, you're going to want to be in the book club, especially for the next, I don't know if I'll call it season or what, but the next book that we're going to be reading, you're going to be wanting to be in there from the very beginning so you can get the lowdown and come in and hang out with the Buzz Nation. But it is members only. But if you not only get the book club, but you get on a wheel for a possible free t-shirt. And then also I've got the donation bar, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, all will be wide open, and I will be checking that throughout the show. But we're going to hang out here for probably till about 11:30, 12 per the usual. We'll see how it goes. But before we do anything, let's see who's in the chat this morning. Boom! Jersey Jen coming through here. Semi Sharp coming through here. I saw Sheila's name right above her there. Sheila Duffy coming through here. Good to see you guys. Good morning. All the way from Ireland. Love it. Leah's in the house. Vexionous Parrot, welcome in here. I think that's Shiraz. I think Shiraz changed your name. What's up? Good to see you. I think I remember that picture. If I'm wrong, I apologize. But welcome in here. Good morning. Who else we got in here this morning? Who else? Just a Crazy Jim popping in. Let's go. Love it. Tina's coming through. Bassett Page, I saw Bassett Page gave me a share on X. If you're on the old X machine or on any socials, share this out right now. Let people know. Be the first to share it. You don't even have to share my share or my post. Share it out. Be the first to let folks know that you're hanging out here with the Buzz Nation, Publicly Buzz this morning. I appreciate it. Thank you, Bassett Page. I'm still going up. Hell yeah. Good morning. I think I got everybody. I think I got all the beautiful people that have come through here this morning, if I'm not mistaken. Daria popped in for a minute there. Daria Lay. Good to see. Boom. Jersey Jim was showing off 19 months of Buzz the Confused. Wow. That's awesome to see. Love it. Jesse was in here showing off 20 months. Holy cow. We do have some absolutely beautiful people here in the Buzz Nation. BGOG popping through also. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate the shit out of it. There we go. Oh, man. Oh, cool. I thought it was YouTube messing up my notifications. Now, YouTube does suck. Like, even if you turn the bell on, I've noticed that they are not the best, and they will absolutely not send out a notification, which is silly. Because if you turn on the freaking bell, you would expect to get notified that, hey, one of my favorite YouTube channels or people have went live, and they don't do so. Seeking Justice this morning, I woke up to them sharing it out, so I really appreciate that, guys. Absolutely amazing group right there that's been killing it with me for a long time. Good, I'd call them a partner, honestly, at this point. They're great. Lexi the Law Nerd, thank you so much for the share as well. And if I see any more, you will get a shout out here from me on a live. So, but hell yeah, guys! Without further ado, Mara R, welcome in here. Still see a few names popping in. One thing that I wanted to say, a lot of people didn't come through on the Thursday show, which I get it. The whole Donna Adelson, still waking up here, guys. Donna Adelson verdict came in, and everyone was kind of on that, and I get it. I totally get it. But one thing I did that night was I spun a wheel. It was a virtual wheel, not a physical wheel. I do the virtual wheels for the wrestling thing that I do. So I asked all the folks here in the Buzz Nation, especially the members and on X, to please do me a big solid and go over and help out a new video that I dropped on my second channel, Wrestle Plunge, and you guys came through amazingly. Not only did you do that and come through with comments, comments, likes, and watching the entire video, you also came through with a new thing that at the bottom, if you look down below, you'll see something, if you're on a phone anyways, you'll see something called hype. And you can probably do that to this video right now. Give it some hype points. Or I don't know if it's for a live, maybe it's just for videos. I'm not exactly completely familiar yet, but there was hype on this video, and you guys came through in droves, and I really appreciate that. And I did a spin on Thursday night to see who would get that, another free t-shirt, and Salty Sleuth from her channel won that, and I really appreciate that, Salty, for coming through and helping me out so much. That video just hits 37,000 views overnight, and it's still doing pretty freaking good, and I appreciate the hell out of it. The video, YouTube's weird. YouTube doesn't like to push something. It takes a lot to get it moving, you know. Even if you know that video is, I put a lot of work into those videos. Even if you know that video, if it just reaches the right audience, which in my stance is a wrestling audience, it will do well. But you guys helped it out tremendously and got it right to the eyes, right to the viewers that it should be at, and it's been pumping along ever freaking since. So I love that, guys. Thank you all so much. Really appreciate it. Let's just see what we're doing. We're gonna get this thing started up. Let me go, baby. Let me go. I'll talk all morning for you. But yeah, we're gonna be starting out right now. Again, Officer Brannon, and let me get his name up here as well. And let me fix the sound so we can hear this properly. Boom.
Everyone can be seated. State, please call your next witness.
Officer Brannon.
Boom.
Please raise your right hand.
Appreciate everybody for coming in this morning.
You shall or uphold the testimony you're about to give.
Appreciate it, boss.
You may take your seat.
Please introduce yourself and spell your name.
Officer Brannon, number 510, B-R-A, and then O-N with
Hell
Police
yeah.
Department.
Appreciate
How long have you
that.
been with TPD?
I think you only get so many hypes. I don't know if it's a day or a week. I don't know how it works exactly yet. I don't know if you have. I don't think it's unlimited hypes, but it is. It's an interesting new thing that they're. I guess it's full on. I don't know if it's a test.
25 years, and I was with FSU PD for a
The
couple of years.
bells are still broken, Bassett Page. Sadly, the bells are still broken. I have to get a complete new stream deck, and the one I got, I think it was like $80 or something. So I just gotta bite the bullet and get a new one. The thing literally doesn't even turn on anymore. I don't get it because it's not that old. It's like a year old, maybe 2 years old. I don't think it's that old. Maybe a year and a half, something like that. But yeah, when I unplug and plug it back up the way it's USB into my computer, it does not turn on. On StreamYard, I have all of those sound effects because they're built. I literally uploaded them to StreamYard to use, and on the OBS when I do single shows, I don't have that. I don't have that function. I literally just have the Stream Deck. So sadly, no.
For that.
Did you go to the scene in this case on July 18th, 2014?
Yes, ma'am.
What was your function there on Truscott Drive?
I ended up writing the primary report.
All right. What is the primary report?
Just the initial report of the basics of, what had occurred.
Okay. And as part of your duties out there at the scene, did you maintain the crime scene, the integrity of the crime scene?
Yes.
How did you do that?
We set up a perimeter, and once we established the perimeter around the crime scene, I was guarding the north end of it.
What was the crime scene? Can you describe it for us?
It was on Truscott Drive, and basically we blocked
Okay,
off.
there we go. Got a little bit of a time period on it. I think that sure has, right? Coming through, 17-month member. Belle's got to be at least 17 months old because she remembers them from the beginning of her journey with the Buzz Nation here. So holy shit, that is crazy.
The road,
Time flies.
3 or 4 houses to the north and to the south.
Okay, so that whole area was considered the crime scene and only law enforcement was entering or exiting until you were done?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. When you arrived there, who was present on the scene from?
And I will say this: I haven't seen the ability to do it at all yet. Like Cassie did, she was able to do it on my wrestling video, and she's the first person that's like, "What's this hype?" But I don't actually see it. I've not yet to see it. I don't know if it's because of the type of accounts that I have that are different than a regular account. I don't know, but
Law enforcement or?
Sergeant Sims was the first one on scene.
Okay. Was EMS there by the time you got there, or did they arrive after you arrived?
They were already there also.
Okay. Did you participate in clearing the residence there at Truscott?
Yes.
Was there any evidence of a struggle or a robbery present at the scene?
In the garage.
Okay. What was that? There was evidence of a robbery in the garage?
Of an incident, a violent incident.
Compound question, I'm sorry. So there was some broken glass there.
Yes, ma'am. Observed broken glass on the floor and inside of the vehicle.
All right. But no evidence of anything that had entered into the
morning,
home.
Shelley.
Okay.
Good to see you. Hope you're doing good.
As part of maintaining the crime scene perimeter, is crime scene tape put up across the road?
Yes.
And did you participate in doing that?
I believe so. Yes, ma'am.
And I think you said it was a couple houses down in each direction is where the tape was placed?
Yes.
And where were you physically positioned?
My patrol car was blocking the roadway.
All right. And were you on the, don't use north and south because that'd be lost on me. Were you closest on the side of the scene closest to Centerville Road or closest to the other side of Truscott?
Closer to Centerville.
All right. I'm going to show you an aerial map that I've marked as States Exhibit 125.
Zoom in on Dan Markel's mom.
Yes.
Is that a fair and accurate map that includes the scene in this case?
She
Yes,
told old
ma'am.
Donna off,
Does it
didn't she?
include the position that you were in at the crime scene?
In a
tape?
perfect world, I would hope that I bet Judge. I don't know. Maybe he would. I'm not sure. But in a perfect world, you'd want to see Dan Markel's mom come up and destroy Donna Adelson in the way that Kaylee Consalvez's sister destroyed Brian Koberger. In a perfect world,
Yes.
I want to see it.
Somewhere right up that area.
Morning, Brooklyn.
Published 120, introduced and published 125 now.
In the chat, who does think this? Bassett Page coming through. I haven't seen anything other than a bit of Donna's in this. Do you think they will go after Harvey? Talking about Donna's husband and Charlie and Wendy's father. Did they show enough, especially in Donna's, that implicate him to where he knew about this murder? I mean, I don't know. I think that they're going to come after Wendy, but I think Harvey may be just as implicated and also be going up the river sooner than later. But these people are old. I know that Harvey's like, what, 80 now or something?
So we can keep this moving, Mr. Rauschbaum, are you objecting to 125? Please approach. At this time, the defense has withdrawn any objection. You may continue with your examination. You may.
Morning, Nosy Rosie. Welcome in.
All right, so can you explain for the jury where the roadblock was that you were positioned at the crime scene?
So that blue dot right there is the victim's residence. I would have been somewhere right in that area.
And can you show us in relation to that where Centerville intersects with Trescott?
Over here.
All right, so if you were to turn onto Trescott from Centerville, can you just kind of show us with your light the route of travel from Centerville to the roadblock?
Comes around here, up, and back around.
Okay. Would you have been able to see the roadblock from the intersection of Centerville and Trescott?
No.
If you had just started to turn onto Trescott and then rerouted back onto Centerville, would you have been able to see the roadblock that way?
No, you'd have to go a considerable amount around.
Okay. And from the roadblock where you were positioned, could you see the crime scene?
Yes.
And you mentioned that there was EMS and other law enforcement there. Were there marked law enforcement vehicles in the driveway and roadway directly in front of the crime scene?
When I was on the perimeter position, I know there was a lot of investigators and crime scene vehicles. I
Devil Donna's lurking.
don't remember if any of the marked patrol cars were in front of the residence. They may have been.
Okay, so what type of vehicles were out there? Can you describe what sort of activity was happening at the Markel residence when you were at the perimeter?
Basically, the investigators and the crime scene techs taking care of their portion. And the crime scene tech vehicles are marked police and have lights on them and stuff.
All right, so would it have been obvious to someone approaching your position in a vehicle that there was law enforcement activity going on at that residence?
Morning, Bonnie.
It seems likely.
Hope you're doing well.
What are the drums?
Guessing.
Sustained as a speculation.
I'm going to approach and show you what's been introduced into evidence. I'll just publish 18.
Do you recognize this vehicle?
It looks like a vehicle that I saw approaching the scene that day.
I'm sorry, will you repeat your
Wendy's
answer?
vehicle.
It appears to be a vehicle that I saw approaching the scene that day.
All right, and this vehicle, are you familiar particularly with the make and model of this particular vehicle?
Yes, my wife drove we still have it. My daughter drives it now, 2006 Honda Odyssey.
So at the time you had in your family this same type of vehicle?
Yes.
And did you know at the time that Wendy Adelson drove this type of vehicle?
Yes.
All right, so you noticed this vehicle or a vehicle identical to this one approach your position?
Yes, ma'am.
And what did the vehicle do when it approached your position?
Just stopped pretty quick and turned around and headed back in the other direction.
Did the driver stop and inquire of you what the activity was at the Markel residence?
No.
Do you know what time of day that was that you observed this vehicle approach the roadblock?
Sometime a little afternoon, probably around closer to 1.
And just to clarify, were there any other roadblocks between where you were positioned and encountered this vehicle and the Centerville intersection?
No.
Charlie, Prison Charlie's in the chat. Give me a Prison Charlie. Give me a Prison Charlie in the chat.
No further questions.
I'll give you one. Son of a bitch. Rash gonna come up
Officer
here.
Brandon, good morning.
Morning.
So,
What's the B stand for, Brandon? What's the B stand for? We need your first name, sir. Brett? Bill? This looks like a Bill. Is this a Bill Brandon? Is this a Bill? Officer Bill Brandon here. Officer Brett Brandon. Officer Billy Brandon. Officer. I'm out of B names already. Why am I already out of first name B names? And then I used one really twice. Bill and Billy, that's essentially the same name. Wow. My
I
brain
want to
fired
get a
all
little bit
this
more
morning.
precise. Do you know how many houses the tape was away from? Because we just heard a couple. We heard maybe 3. Do you know how many houses it was?
I don't know exactly. I'm approximating 3.
Brian Bannon. There we go. Brian. I can't even think of fucking Brian. Brian Bannon. Brad Bannon. Yes. Brandon Bannon. My God.
4 houses.
You guys are on it.
Do you know a forensic specialist?
That's all Bill Bannon. I do think Bill sounds the best. He looks like a Bill to me. Bill, table for 2. Oh, it's Officer Bill Bannon. Brandon, get him over here. That's old Bill.
Maltese.
Bubba Brandon.
I'm familiar.
My name's Buck, and I'm here to fuck Brandon.
She testified that it was 5 to 6 houses away. Could that be correct?
Could be.
Okay.
Bryce, there we go.
You said that you saw the Honda Odyssey approach in the afternoon, and you said it was closer to 1. Do you recall testifying to that?
I believe so, yes.
Okay. Are you aware that cell phone data puts that car on the outer perimeter later, meaning after 12:30 p.m.?
I'm not familiar with any of that.
But it would be consistent with your memory that it was closer to 1 o'clock.
Oh, that's a fancy one. Brendan Brannon. I'm Officer Brendan Brannon, and I'm here to take your statement, ma'am.
Right?
That appears to be, but it's been 9 years.
And when that car left, you're aware that the ambulance was already gone, right?
I believe so, yes.
Could you see that the driver of the car was on the phone at the
No.
time that she approached?
No.
May I have one moment, Your Honor?
Ain't a lot you can do with this guy. He's almost out already.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Did I put the link in the chat here? Make sure you're following this channel. Again, that's the playlist right there. The trial channel. Good stuff. Bruce Brand. Now that's a nice
When
name.
the
I like Bruce.
minivan approached, there was crime scene
What are the odds that we've actually nailed his name? I think that it's pretty high.
tape and your law enforcement vehicle in the roadway. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And beyond that, now I guess we're 3 to 5 houses down. How many
I don't-
houses?
I don't know
What's your
exactly.
best estimate?
My best estimate was 3 or 4.
Okay, so 3 or 4 houses down from that tape is this law enforcement activity. Is that right?
Correct.
Right. And would the driver, however far away it was, have been able to see that law enforcement activity at that residence?
What's your objection?
Speculation.
All of them answered, the other one went negative.
You were there, right?
I was able to see it from my perspective.
Okay, nothing further.
You messed up now, Officer Brennan. Will he be recalled by any party?
Yes, sir.
No, Your Honor.
Please call your next witness. Have a good day.
Jeffrey Lacasse.
All right, we're going to go into Jeffrey Lacasse. Let me get his name on here so we can have it proper. It should be interesting. I know a lot of people like Jeff.
Please raise your right hand, sir.
The guy that was almost
Do you
implemented
swear or
into
affirm
this
the
entire
testimony you're
thing
about to give will be
by
the truth?
Wendy.
Yes. You may take your seat.
Tried to set this motherfucker up.
Please introduce yourself and spell your name.
My name's Jeffrey Lacasse. Sorry. Jeffrey
How are you employed, sir?
I'm an associate professor at Florida State University.
How long have you been with FSU?
I came back in 2013. I was also there from 2000 to 2008.
Have you always lived in Tallahassee?
No, I'm from California originally. I went to Phoenix for 5 years from 2008 to 2013. Really loved Tallahassee, so when I got a tenure track job here, I was excited to return in fall of 2013.
I hope that he's in a prison where they don't allow those, honestly. Just to have something that this motherfucker can't get. In this case, pussy. Fuck you, Charlie Adelson.
Did you have a relationship at some point with Wendy Adelson?
I did.
What was that relationship?
We met in the fall of 2013. Apologize for my voice. I'm just getting a little water.
You can have water.
We started dating in the fall of 2013, September 2013. We dated casually in the fall and more seriously.
Is it Bill? Is it actually Bill? If it's Bill, I'd nailed it immediately. That was my literal first guess. Also, the only one I could think of. So maybe that doesn't hold as much. I'm taking it. That's pretty fucking cool. That's pretty. Give me some props. Boom, boom.
Spring and summer of 2014.
What's up, Jay? Morning, brother.
When did the relationship end?
Well, that's a little tricky.
I'm in here trying to guess police officers' names that are just going by their last names with the first initial, and I nailed it.
But basically July of 2014.
All right, we'll walk through that a little more
Yeah.
in detail. During the time that you were dating Ms. Adelson,
Is that me?
Morning, Suzanne.
maybe we need to move it.
Do I this is about the right distance here?
It looked like a bill.
Backing up the hair. I know, it's hard to get right.
Oh, nice. Jay working on a video right now, man. Nice. Like to see that.
Yes, sir.
All right, so during the time that you were together, did you become aware of Wendy Adelson's recent divorce from Dan Markell?
I did. On our first several dates, that was the primary topic of conversation.
And were you aware that this was an unusually nasty divorce?
Yes.
During the time that you were dating her, did you become aware that even subsequent to the divorce there was ongoing litigation pending?
Yes.
Did you know Dan Markell?
I met Professor Markell. I did not know him. I probably spent 10, 15 minutes in his presence across the course of that relationship.
And were you specifically familiar with the litigation concerning Wendy Adelson relocating with her
A
children?
couple more shares. Jay's one of them. Jay, thank you for that share, brother. Appreciate that. And Marissa, thank you for that share. Appreciate that. I'm going to give Marissa a follow back for that. I'll see that she was following me, but I wasn't following her. Give you that follow back, Marissa. Thank you very much.
To South Florida.
Yes, that was a topic of conversation.
If you know, did Wendy want that relocation to take place?
Yes, on our second date, the topic of relocation and being stuck in Tallahassee came up, and the date was ended abruptly when she went to the bathroom.
Dude, somebody
turned
needs to
her
make,
eyes.
and maybe it should be you, Jay. Well, I know that there's a Twitter account. Is Wendy Adelson, is it arrested yet? And then she'll pop up and say no. It's just like a funny account. But somebody needs to make a countdown counter and have the days just always moving. And every day, maybe make an update that says, has Wendy Adelson been arrested yet? Show the counter, day whatever, say it's 30 days in the future. No, that would be a little bit more intricate and better than just the X post, but that'd be
Just
awesome.
left the date because she was so upset. That was about two and a half months after it was denied.
All right.
And it continued to be a topic, but that's...
But that issue seemed to be specifically what was upsetting her on that day.
Definitely was. She left the group date suddenly because it came up.
All right. And did she have family in South Florida?
Yes.
And what family was that?
Well, her brother, Charlie Adelson, Harvey Adelson, her father, and Donna Adelson, her mother, were the ones primarily that I heard about.
Were you also familiar with the litigation seeking to limit the exposure of Wendy Adelson's young sons to her mom, Donna Adelson?
Yes, in spring of 2014, yes.
And did you observe Wendy to be taking that filing seriously? Did she seem stressed or worried about it?
Every filing she took seriously, and she was stressed. I reported to TPD that every time a motion was filed, it affected our relationship because she's very upset.
During the time that you were in a relationship with Wendy, did you have an occasion to meet her family members in South Florida?
I did. Well, I met her parents mostly up here. So I met Donna and Harvey Adelson probably 8 to 12 times up here. I met the defendant down in South Florida one time.
All right, so you only met Charlie Adelson one time.
That's correct.
When was that?
That was the evening of March 11th, 2014.
And had you already met the parents several times at that point?
Yes, probably 6, 8 times at that point, maybe more.
So they came here quite frequently?
Yes.
What about Catherine Magbanua? Did you meet her?
She was present at the dinner that I attended on March 11th, where it was myself, the defendant, Wendy Adelson, and her went to dinner that evening, March 11th.
You're saying the defendant. Do you see the person in the courtroom?
Yes.
That you had
Honestly, and just thinking here, I would be freaked out if I was still Jeff Lacasse, because the money and power that these fucks have, and really, I don't know if I'm really thinking Donna. Maybe. I mean, Donna's definitely a venomous piece of shit, but Charlie's who I'd really be worried about, especially now. I feel like that he's probably, honest to God, I feel like he's probably fine in prison because they are so loaded. He's going to be able to, I mean, just go back to what Phil Spector was able to do. Phil Spector did not have a bad time in prison because of how much money he had, and he could pay for the protection. So I'm sure Charlie Adelson is able to pay for protection as well. Probably from some bad dudes, probably some gangbangers, just spitballing here. And I would be under the impression that he could possibly get one of these fucking terrible people to get somebody on the outside to maybe do something for some funds. Now, maybe the police are watching money that goes through the system, you know, especially through the prison system, and they would be. But then again, Charlie, maybe if he could get some kind of code out to somebody on the outside, I don't know who that would be. I don't think it would be Wendy at this point. I feel like she would be so far away from any of this because she's already freaked the fuck out waiting for her knock at the door when she gets arrested. But I'm not saying it can't be done, though. I know that they check letters and stuff that are coming and going. So would it be possible to get code words out to say, hey, we can get some funds to you through some kind of channel if we can get Jeff Lacasse dead? I'm just spitballing here. I don't know. These fucks are scary as shit and really evil people with a lot of money. Horrifying.
No, who's that?
It is Charles Adelson, known to me as Charlie.
Could you point him out and describe what he's wearing?
Yeah, he's sitting in the center of the defense table, wearing a light blue tie and a navy blue sports coat.
All right. And so Catherine Magbanua, how was she related to this family or affiliated with the family?
I was introduced to her as Charlie's new girlfriend, essentially.
And was it your understanding that this was the first time that Wendy was meeting Catherine Magbanua as well?
That was my understanding. She was excited about Catherine Magbanua. That was my impression, yes.
All right, so anything unusual happened at the dinner?
Well, at the dinner, Miss Magbanua mentioned that she had I guess it was her ex-common law husband, who had a criminal history that sounded very serious, and I did raise my eyebrows at that.
Did Charlie Adelson seem disturbed or upset by Catherine Magbanua mentioning that?
I don't recall him seeming disturbed, no.
All right, what about after dinner? Where did you go next?
We went to Mr. Adelson's home, and we sat in his hot tub and had a few drinks and talked for a little while.
Who's the we that sat in the hot tub?
Yeah, myself, Wendy Adelson, Charles Adelson was in the hot tub for a while, and his then roommate, Dr. Jerome Obed.
All right, so Dr. Obed was living with Charlie Adelson at that time?
That was my understanding. He was his roommate, yeah.
All right, and where was Catherine Magbanua at that time?
She did not accompany us back to the house.
Morning, Forrest Nelson, coming in here saying hi to everybody in the chat. Forrest, man. Hey, also, shout out to Forrest. Thank you very much. I did this earlier, and there was not as many people in here, but, man, anybody that came through and helped me on the wrestling video that just got posted on Wrestle Plunge, thank you guys so freaking much. That video is still moving. It got up to 37K, and it's still moving. I knew if we could get the right eyes on it, which is the wrestling community, it would freaking go, and that's so hard to do initially. But you guys really helped me out there, and thank you all so much. Forrest, thank you, brother.
In the hot tub, did the defendant make some statements that were of interest in this case?
Yes.
What were those?
Judge, objection, motion to eliminate.
It was it Darren Windy maybe? One of the funniest things I've seen in this trial so far is when Rash stood up with an objection, and dude, he was so fucking proud of himself. Do you remember this, Jay? Bro, it was super random and super quick, but I did watch it again when I seen it. I don't even remember what the objection was, but he stands up and he says objection, and then he gives the reason, and dude, his smug little face, like he's smug as fuck, and then Judge Everett just says, no, I'm sorry, sit down. And dude, he just sits down so quick, and Charlie looks at him like, what the fuck was that? Dude, it was hilarious. It was straight up from The Office. Like,
May continue.
Let me ask a more specific question.
I don't know, but I'm going to be looking out for that now.
Yes, he did. He mentioned having contacts on both sides of the tracks, meaning dentists, lawyers.
Dude, I understand why you call him Chuckles now also, Jay. I probably understood way back then, but I had forgotten. He can't control his face. He can't control his laughter. He's going... with Wendy, it was crazy. Like, very inopportune times, he's just snickering off to the side over there. It's like, dude, what the fuck?
Class people, but he also had people he knew that were a criminal element, yes.
Can you get more specific about anything about these people that are the criminal element?
He mentioned specifically, I repeated it to DPD, about Cuban neighborhoods where you might find that criminal element.
Oh, dude. I will say that. Like, holy crap. I made my puzzle piece emoji because of old Rash's opening right there in the chat. Anybody that's got... I got some really cool emojis in there. I got the puzzle piece. I've got the prison Charlie, and then I've got the Devil Donna. But holy shit, yeah. Like, the Donna's attorneys, but that lady was trash, dude. Like...
Connections to those type of people.
That's what he said,
And
yes.
what was the context of this? Was he just seemed scared about it, worried about it, or something else?
Seemed to be bragging.
I want to ask you about a meeting with Wendy at a coffee shop that occurred on June 4th, 2014. You recall that?
I do.
Puzzle pieces.
What happened at the coffee shop?
We went to the Red Eye Coffee Shop to have coffee, just to meet midday.
Strange.
And Miss Adelson canceled a trip that we had planned for July 11th to 17th to go see my parents, which was a big deal in the relationship, and she abruptly canceled it.
Did she offer an explanation as to why she needed to cancel the trip?
I think that too, especially with Donna. And I'll get, once we get to Charlie and we get to the verdict, it'll be interesting to rewatch that again. I don't want to watch it early, and I don't really remember. I kind of do, actually. I think I've seen that on X when he just goes, no. But yeah, Donna's, she 100% thought that the stars were going to align and she was going to be walking free that day. And no, ma'am.
Not one that made sense. She said that she feared that we would not get back in time, and she emphasized, had to be back on the 18th to pick the kids up out of school, which would have been July 18th, 5 p.m., is my understanding. And I couldn't fathom why in the summer going through Atlanta you wouldn't be able to get back in time. It didn't make any sense to me.
So she was worried you could be delayed and she wouldn't be able to pick the kids up.
Right, and we had people who could babysit. It didn't make any sense at all, but that was what she said. That day was very important.
All right, and so that occurred on June 4th.
It did.
All right, did you see her later that evening?
I did. I went to the house to hang out with her and her children.
And is that her residence on Aqua Ridge?
Yes, ma'am.
And how was she that night? This is June
Interesting
4th.
question by Jersey Jen. She says, do we think that there would have been a different resolve with Donna's verdict if she had Rashi, Charlie's lawyer? I don't know. I don't think there would have been personally, but she'd have had a better chance than what she had, honestly. I don't know, though. That's a good question. I'm going to put that as a poll in here.
Right?
It is.
Okay.
She was a nervous wreck to the point where she was sick to her stomach. Asked me to get to her house as soon as possible. She was in that much distress. And she didn't have food poisoning or flu or anything obvious. She was just a nervous wreck. So I went to her house, immediately went to the store to get her Pepto-Bismol and a couple of things from the convenience store. I have the credit card receipt, is why I recall that so specifically.
And did you have any idea why she's acting? I assume this is unusual for her.
It was fairly unusual. The degree of severity was definitely unusual. But that whole week, June 4th to 9th, she was very nervous. So.
And she didn't tell you it was because killers were in Tallahassee to kill Dan
What an
Markell,
idiot.
did she?
No, I was stunned to later find out that there was hitmen in town at the time.
Okay. So let's go forward a little bit to this TV situation. Do you know anything about Wendy's TV being broken?
I do.
And when was the TV broken, if you know?
Between June 11th and 18th, I think it's closer to the 11th, but 100% in that week.
Yeah, I saw that. And then once you know what she's saying, you can even hear it. You've convicted an innocent woman.
How do you know it was in that week?
Because we rented a movie, How to Train a Dragon 2, to give the kids a special movie night, and I have text messages where I'm discussing having seen the movie by the 18th with friends.
So you were able to refresh her memory?
Yeah, I was able to
back
refresh
into
my
this?
yeah.
All right, so do you get the movie or?
Well, it was back in the day. It was Redbox, so I rented a DVD from a Redbox. It was 2014.
All right, and go over there with the movie and what happens when you arrive.
I walk in the door, and Miss Adelson asked me to look at her television because there's something wrong with the television.
And what was wrong with the television?
Well, I turned it on, and I was immediately confused because it really shouldn't have been a question. As soon as you turn the TV on, it's been struck by an object and is damaged and basically unusable.
Can you explain what the damage looked like?
Yeah, it looked like somebody stood in front of it, took their fist, and hit it like that was my first impression.
Kind of like a shatter mark with spiders.
Yeah, there's like an impact crater, and then there's, out from that, and it's all pixelated and distorted, which makes it very difficult, or really no one would watch this TV unless you had to. And I had second thoughts about that. I looked around the room. Maybe the kids broke it, so I looked all around the room, and it didn't seem plausible that the children broke it. They're very small. This object had to be kind of heavy. I'd thrown a ball around with them. I just couldn't see how the kids could have done it.
But you didn't see how it got busted.
I didn't see it. I didn't know for sure. And I didn't know we'd be discussing this in a murder trial, so I didn't investigate further or think about it very much, to be honest with you. I just thought, okay.
Were there other TVs in the house?
There was a TV in the back bedroom, a similar make and model that we had watched.
It's like out of 13 votes, one person thinks yes. Do we think that there would have been a different resolve outcome with Donna's verdict if she had rash bomb here? And right now, no is at 92%. And I probably agree with that ultimately.
Vision with the kids before on that TV before, so yes.
Is that where you watched the movie that night?
This is one thing that I do, and I keep pausing. That's what I do here, and I'm gonna do it whenever I feel like it, honestly. But I've rewatched Jeff's police interviews. It's riveting. I want to get into some of that stuff. I know that those have been beaten to death. I actually reached out to Jack to maybe do the Windy one, and then he mentioned that he had done it with Jay, and I don't want to have him redo that again. And I said, maybe I'll look at something else and see if I can get him to come on for like one of the Sunday streams that we will randomly do, which would be cool. But it just in general, maybe, I don't know if it'd be a Tuesday or a Thursday night stream. I want to get into some of that stuff as well and dig even just a little bit deeper into this Adelson stuff and into some of the police interrogation stuff for the interviews, however you want to look at it. But I think that would be really cool.
Went to go
a little bit more content, move on the season as well.
The DVD player in the back room. Miss Adelson insisted that it would not work and actually stopped me from even trying. So thought that was very odd, but I didn't want to argue, and it's her house, her TV, her kids, so I said, okay.
So did you watch the movie on the broken TV?
Yeah, we gave the kids movie night where we watched a movie on a broken television that was distorted enough that you could follow what was happening, but the kids are whining and crying the whole time. And I wasn't whining or crying exactly, but I was tempted to because it was pretty frustrating. And I just didn't understand, what was going on. And of course, I had related that this TV is broken, it's unwatchable, it's not covered by warranty, you're gonna have to get a new TV, and I offered to go do that for her anytime she wanted. She's a busy single mom. I'll run by Best Buy, get you a new TV. It was not like an 80-inch TV or something that was really that luxurious.
Morning, Daddy
like
Short Nuts. Welcome in here,
so
sir.
We could have replaced her
Hey,
right away.
you, if I'm not mistaken, oh yeah, you're on the new wheel. Yeah. Currently, we have a wheel where we're trying to give away a T-shirt. Publiclybuzz.com have a lot of cool merch on there, and Daddy, you're on that wheel. And I was about to, I don't think, maybe you did. I don't know if you came through for the wrestling video or not, but I was about to say thanks. But then I caught myself and remembered you're on the current wheel that we're working on.
All right, did you end up getting a new TV?
No, she turned me down several times on that offer, and again, it's her house. I tried to respect her boundaries, and I said, oh, okay. But it was inconvenient because after dinner, it's nice to be able to put the kids in front of that TV while you clean up the dishes and stuff. And it sat there being an inconvenience for a while.
All right. I want to ask you about when is Ms. Adelson's birthday?
April 22nd.
Okay.
Earth Day.
I've got this out of order. Let's skip over that for now and go to the big fight in June. Ms. Adelson mentioned that there was a big fight toward the end of June. Do you recall that?
Yeah, that's the weekend of June 27th, 28th.
Where were you when that fight occurred?
We were in Gainesville. Ms. Adelson accompanied me for a work trip.
Salty, good morning, and congratulations on your shirt win from the video, love. Thank you so much for all that help, man, and everyone that came through, but you won a T-shirt Thursday night. I posted that on X, and I know you know, but congrats.
Love that schedule.
And go to publiclybuzz.com and pick out whatever shirt you want on there. And all I need from you, Salty, which, I can message you privately or whatever, but I just need your size, I need what shirt, and then where to send that to.
For a while, she accompanied me on a work trip, and we ended up having a pretty big argument Saturday night in the hotel.
And did that have to do with you accusing her of seeing other men?
That was one of the issues. There'd been a lot of tension bubbling. That was the major issue. But just to give that some context, I suspected very strongly she was seeing other men. Of course, your office had confirmed recently to me that there was multiple online active dating accounts the whole time we were supposed to be exclusive. But just to give context to that, that was combined with Wendy promising me the world in June. Talking about me moving in. Shouldn't get a Jeep, you should get a car, the kids' car seats will fit in. The kids should start calling you daddy was the most outrageous one. And so she's like throwing herself at me over the top in a way that felt totally disingenuous and fake.
Boom! Forrest Nelson not only showing off his 10-month badge here as a buzz killer, no doubt. Thank you so much, Forrest. I appreciate it. Says, I don't get here as often as I would like. It's always such a great vibe. Appreciate you, Steve, and your mods very much, dude. Awesome. I appreciate you, brother. You've been a really cool supporter here at Publicly Buzz and in the Buzz Nation, and I appreciate every time I see your name in here, bud.
And at the same time, I think she's seeing other guys. So it just kind of boiled over. I tried to have like a serious, honest relationship conversation with her, and that didn't go very well.
So you were kind of, at least up until all of this started happening, you were kind of full steam ahead, and it seems like she was a little stop and go, hot and cold. Is that?
It was a roller coaster, is what I would say. And I had felt since April that I was perhaps being strung along. I had that intuition. I couldn't fathom a reason why you would string a guy along like that. It didn't make any sense at the time.
All right, so
Marissa,
June.
I gave you a shout out earlier for that share on X. Thank you for that.
We're in June, like 28th range.
Okay.
Okay, when do you come back from Gainesville?
Sheila, thank you.
The morning of the 29th, after this fight or this argument, we drive back. We drive back to Tallahassee. Now, I had another ride back, and I offered to take that other ride if the fight was that bad, you know, because we could have broken up after this. That was, but she wanted to ride back with me.
You rode together.
Yeah, we rode together.
All right, so you rode back together, and then was she leaving that day?
I believe it was I thought she picked up the kids the next day from Professor Markel's house, and that's when she met Amy Adler, and that was a big deal to her.
Amy Adler was Dan's girlfriend at the time?
Yes.
Okay, so it's at some point after the big fight and the return from Gainesville, does she leave to go to South Florida?
Yeah. A day or two later, she definitely leaves to return to South Florida. She's in South Florida by July 1.
All right, and was that the trip that she was there for her dad's birthday?
That's correct.
Did you attend the dad's birthday?
No, I was never invited to the dad's birthday.
All right, and were you aware what the big gift was for dad's birthday?
No.
All right, so when did you see Wendy next after she leaves to go to South, or I guess after you return from Gainesville?
So during that 2-week period, we're exchanging emails, texts, long phone calls, video chats with the kids. Things are up and down, but it seemed like it's probably going to be okay. That's the impression I was given by Miss Adelson. Or I was being strung along 2 more weeks. But I see her again on the 13th when she comes back in town and is excited to have a date with me. So we had a date.
All right, so now we're at July 13th, 2014.
That's correct.
So within a week of the murder.
That's right.
Okay, tell us about your interactions with her that day.
Yeah, we went to dinner and a movie, and we returned to our house on Aqua Ridge.
All right, and did she tell you anything asked to tell you anything in confidence that evening?
Yeah, in a very serious tone of voice. The topic of
Dude, some of the memes I saw were hilarious, dude. Like, oh my God.
Conversation as we're walking up to the house is about relocation, being stuck in Tallahassee, and Danny, as the conversation always was about, Danny Markel. She said in a very serious...
I need to keep an eye out for this. So, like, is it while he's asking questions or just while he's over there sitting and the camera will catch him? Is he just, like, literally giving the old finger sniff? Is he, like, trying to be, like, sly about it? Is he... You know, I'm rubbing my lip, but I'm really smelling my fingers? Or is he just like, you know, after the... What is the chick from Saturday Night Live? She pulls the...
tone of voice, can I tell you something in confidence?
Objection, Your Honor. Motion eliminated.
Now, Ms. Kaufman, you understand the court's ruling.
I think I do, Judge, but asked to approach.
Please approach. The bailiff is going to escort you out. Mr. Lacasse, you can step down from the witness stand for now.
Okay.
Please step back outside. Everyone can be seated. Bringing up both the motion in limine and the prior order that have been issued on this matter. The ruling that was
He's trying to be
made
sly
as
about
to
it.
the
He's like...
defense motion in limine.
Because I'm always holding my hand like this in my face, and I'm like kind of playing with my beard, but he's just like...
This is a part of its case in chief. However, Mr. Ralph Baum, at this point, Ms. Adelson has specifically
What's up,
denied
Cheney?
making this
Did you ever get that shirt? Did that ever land?
Why is this an improper
Hope so.
ground for the state to explore this on impeachment?
It's still hearsay, Your Honor. It's double hearsay. It's not done to
All sorts of matters that otherwise would be inadmissible can become impeachment.
Judge. If Dr. Adelson, Charlie Adelson, made that statement to Mr. Lacasse, and he denied it, he could impeach him. They're impeaching another witness. That's not allowed. That's number one. Number two, I brought up
The
this
impeachment
Don't you point your fingers at me, son!
one witness's testimony through another is not allowed?
but they're impeaching her to go to his statement. They're stuck with her answer. They could have kept on cross-examining her of why they thought her answer was wrong. They can't now backdoor it through hearsay in another witness. That was the whole point of the motion. Similarly, Judge, we brought this issue up first thing this morning sidebar, because if they were going to be allowed to do it, I was going to ask Miss Adelson other questions on this issue. They said they weren't going to do it. So I didn't ask her those questions. And I didn't ask her those questions because I didn't want to open the door to it. And I can't call Miss Adelson back as a witness because she has a Fifth Amendment right and I can't give her immunity. I brought this up for this very reason. She denied the statement yesterday. That's why I brought it up today. They can't backdoor a double hearsay statement based on a denial by that witness. Can't do it.
Ms. Kappelman.
It's not hearsay, it's offered for impeachment.
A little spicy.
Adelson was specifically drawn to the time and place of this statement and asked if she made it to deny it. This witness heard her make the statement. No reasonable conclusion.
This is not an insignificant fact or an immaterial one. Mr. Rauschbaum, if you wish to find some authority, I will give you 5 minutes to look if you have anything to argue as to this matter. Ms. Adelson has denied making the statement. She can be impeached through other witnesses regarding this matter.
Judge.
I will give you an opportunity to find some authority. If there's something more specific you can point me to other than what you're arguing right now.
Judge, I brought this up this morning so that I could front it with Miss Adelson, and we were told, you were told, that they weren't going down this path. If I'd been told something different, I would have done something different that I can no longer do. It's precisely why I went sidebar first thing in the morning.
What is your response as to that portion of the argument, Ms. Kappelman?
Morning, Jen.
I don't know that that's a legal argument. I was asked if I was intending to offer double hearsay. I said I would never be offering hearsay without an exception.
I assume he's making this on fairness grounds, which goes to this would have changed his strategy of how he examined the witness.
Real quick, just a crazy Jen in the chat. I bet when another Jen pops into the chat, like it's so exciting because your name makes that much more sense. Like, just a crazy Jen, you know, in a room with another Jen.
I don't know what to do about that, Judge.
All the Jens in the house go, yeah. All the Jens in the house go, yeah. We the nation of Jens. We up in this bitch. We coming through, motherfucker. What we doing? Yeah. Murder Church got the Jens in the house. Yeah. Murder Church got the Jens in the house. What we doing? What we doing with the Jens all day? The Jens coming through. What they say? Sorry.
Mr. Rashburn have better strategy. I was real specific with the witness to get that tonight. So I'm not sure why the issue wasn't raised at that point.
Judge, I was really specific this morning that the double hearsay related to my motion to eliminate related to Jeffrey Lacasse. You knew what I was talking about.
Hold on. My ears work perfectly well. You don't have to raise your voice. Make your argument, please.
Everyone, sidebar, knew exactly what I was talking about. And we were told, Ms. Kappelman told you as an officer of the court that she was not going down that road. And so when Ms. Adelson was on the stand, I stayed away from it, not to open the door to it. She knew exactly what statement we were talking about. If you tell me you didn't know what statement I was talking about, I'll sit down. I was very specific. I was very specific that it was the double hearsay statement related to Jeffrey Lacasse that we filed our motion to eliminate on. I was very specific that it applied to this and also the Juvia dinner. Those were the words specifically out of my mouth back there, because when she asked the questions of Ms. Adelson, which were completely appropriate, I thought she might be going down this path. And so the first thing in the morning, we went sidebar so I could stop the charade. So that if the court were going to allow it to come in, I would handle it. She stayed silent. And I've been jumping up and down to try to prevent any possible mistrial twice, and still no mention of it. It's completely unfair, completely improper, and it denies him his constitutional right of due process.
Again, that's why I raised the issue. This goes to the fairness aspect of it. We'll take a brief 5-minute recess. If you have any authority you wish to present, I will entertain it further.
He's like, if you can find any other argument to present to me, I will let you continue. But he's only argued the same thing 3 times in a row now. And Everett's not having it.
Everyone can be
Oh, yeah.
seated.
Like, I don't really,
Plus either party.
I don't have any reason to dislike Rash, honestly, but I mean, he's a lot better than what we saw with Donna. I think it's night and day.
Party has additional argument. I am prepared to rule at this point.
I did have one thing I wanted to raise that I'm not sure was clear before. Ms. Adelson is still under the state subpoena, so I think she could be brought back for whatever additional questions need to be asked.
As to that point, Mr. Kappelman, the ability to extend immunity you have, Mr. Rauschbaum does not. He calls her as a part of her, as a part of the defendant's case. What is your response to that?
I don't know. I mean, we're still in the state's case, so.
Well, the defense can't call a witness within the state's case.
I know, that's a good point. I just wanted to point out that it's interesting that might be a solution. I don't know. It hasn't been properly what questions would be asked that weren't asked. I don't know what that is, but maybe there's something that could be worked out if that was Your Honor's ruling. I think that would be required.
Mr. Rauschbaum, anything else?
Judge, I'll just rest on 9609 Florida rule and its progeny, and Crawford and its progeny. And what I said before.
Very well. Court's ruling
That
is
was
as
fun.
follows. The defense's motion in limine went to the state's ability as a part of its case in chief to present testimony from Mr. Lacasse that would be hearsay within hearsay. The motion in limine was granted on those grounds. However, the motion in limine and also the court's ruling did not discuss or limit in any way the state's ability to present this information as impeachment. Ms. Adelson, at this point, she has testified, she has denied the statement taking place whatsoever. However, as it goes to fundamental fairness grounds, which are also a part of the ruling that has to be made, the defense did earlier at sidebar ask if this was going to come up in some way. As it related to substantive evidence, I believe the state responded it was not. The state did not make any representations concerning impeachment. I will find that this did affect the defense's ability, or their strategy, at least in examining the witness, as the witness also can invoke her Fifth Amendment right, and through a separate pleading has stated through counsel that she will invoke any Fifth Amendment right unless she is being granted immunity for that testimony. The ability of the defense to address this matter is compounded by the constitutional right of the witness and their inability to call her. On fundamental fairness grounds, I'm not going to permit the impeachment on this topic. You may proffer the testimony from there, and if the state is intending to recall the witness at that point, the issue of impeachment may be revisited. Does everyone understand?
Yes, may I make one clarification for the record?
Go ahead.
It's already on the record. We were at sidebar. What I was asked, my understanding of what I was asked is, was I intending to introduce any hearsay within hearsay through Mr. Lacasse? And my answer was that I would not introduce any hearsay within hearsay without exception. I think it was clear what I was intending to do was set up an impeachment through Ms. Adelson by drawing her attention to the specific date and time of the statement and asking her specifically if she made the statement, which she denied. I find it hard to believe that that doesn't alert the defense, in fairness, that that's what I'm intending to do, and that's what I did in the last trial successfully, which the defense in this case was in attendance at. So I think it's unfair to the state But I understand Your Honor's ruling and we'll be ready to proceed.
Please bring in the witness so we can go through the proffer. Our words are stock and trade. If you were uncertain, Ms. Kappelman, as to what Mr. Rauschbaum was raising, we probably should have clarified it at that point. Please bring in the witness. Also, so we don't have to go through this again, Mr. Rauschbaum, as it pertains to the other rulings in the defense's motion in limine that the court has previously addressed. Although they may not be certain rulings pertain to the state's ability to present as substantive evidence. You understand this does not affect their ability to present it as impeachment as it pertains to all of the items that have been ruled on previously. June and Chinda, meaning everything that we've been previously addressing through these motions.
Well, they still have to follow the extrinsic evidence rule, collateral evidence rule.
My point being, something that cannot come in substantively can still be impeached with. You understand this?
Can? Yes.
I'm
Just
not
real
saying,
quick, I just wanted to say we have another police officer standing back here with a G. Hamlin on his nameplate. Yeah, I'm just going to say that's a Greg. He looks like a Greg to me.
will be impeached
Just putting it
with.
out there.
You understand this?
Can? Yes.
I'm not saying it's necessarily going to happen,
Right.
but so we're not doing this song and dance about any other matters. All right. If we need to have sidebars and you're attempting to clarify something, if you're asking specifically as to impeachment, you need to be specific as well.
Fair enough, Your Honor.
Ms. Dugan, please bring in Mr. Lacasse.
Here we go. Back to
You may
Jeff
be
Lacasse.
seated, Mr. Lacasse. Ms. Kappelman, you may finish your sequence.
I think I might have been calling him
of
Lacasse.
topic you were starting.
Maybe not. Maybe I can.
Mr. Lacasse, when we broke, we were discussing a statement made to you by Wendy Adelson on July 13th, 2014 at her residence here in Tallahassee. Do you recall which statement?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and what was that statement?
After asking to speak to me confidentially, she told me that last summer that Charles Adelson had looked into all possible options to take care of the Danny Markell problem, including hiring a hitman, and that it would cost about $15,000. I revised them out. I said potentially that could have been $50,000. I'm unsure of the amount. The rest of the statement, very confident it's true.
So you weren't sure whether she said 15 or 50.
Right.
But she didn't say 15 or 50. She said one or the other.
She said one number that I thought was 15 when I talked to TPD, and later thought that could have been 50.
Okay, I'm with you. And this statement was made in what context? What was her demeanor?
Well, she asked to speak to me confidentially. She was dead serious about it. It was a chilling statement. I had a reaction to it. My stomach flipped. A little scary, a little weird. So it was a very serious statement she's making.
So clearly not a joke.
No, it was not a joke. There were other jokes in that domain. This was completely distinct and discrete from any joke. This was not funny.
And this statement was made within 5 days of Mr. Markell's murder by a hitman?
That's correct.
And was this said in any way in the context of the relocation issue?
Well, what preceded her saying that was a discussion of under what circumstances
Popping through the door, kicking in the door. Boom! I'm here. Gambies, what's up? Good morning.
could she or would she leave Tallahassee, and she stated that the only way to leave Tallahassee was if something happened to Danny. That's what led into the statement I just repeated
All right.
to you.
Thank you. That's the proffer, Your Honor.
Any cross-examination concerning the subject of the proffer? Any cross-examination as to the subject of the proffer?
Yes, Your Honor.
Go ahead.
The statement was chilling and serious, right?
Yes,
Did you go to the police?
I did not.
You were so
Good question,
scared about the
actually.
statement that you didn't alert the police the next day, that night.
I did not,
Why not?
because it was a past tense statement, and I thought Charlie was a scary guy, but it was about something supposedly he did last summer. I did not know there was a present case, a present instant threat. I did not know Hitman had visited Tallahassee. I didn't have the context.
So the statement comes out, and you say, all right, I'm not going to call the police. Hey, Wendy, you want to go out tomorrow?
That's not quite how it went.
No, you didn't try to go on a date with her the next day?
No, we did go on a date the next day, and then she cut off all contact without barely talking to me on that date. So I didn't have a lot of time to process it, but it was a shocking enough thing that it took a day or two to process. Also, I had repeated that statement to a friend of mine before the murder, and I didn't get a reaction from her like, this is shocking. I sought feedback from a friend who would verify that I made that statement before the murder, and she didn't say, oh, geez, you should call the police. So it wasn't just me. There was another person that I consulted with because it freaked me out, and we decided I decided after talking to her it was past tense, so probably not that dangerous, and we were really wrong. Maybe I should have called the police.
So Charlie Adelson lets you know that he's has friends in the criminal element, the Cuban criminal element, right?
Yes.
And you know that there's a heated dispute between this family. You testified to it today. A heated dispute
Yes.
about relocation, about divorce.
Well, the dispute's no longer about relocation, but yes, there's an ongoing litigation for sure.
Right. And then Wendy Adelson tells you that this man, who is part of the criminal
Puzzle pieces. It's all coming together. Just wait.
element, really looked into hiring a hitman.
She did say that.
And you thought, I'm not going to go to the police on that. That's your testimony, right?
That's the decision I made. It didn't really cross my mind because of the past tense nature of it, and I consulted with a friend, bounced it off of her before the murder, and neither one of us thought, oh, geez, let's call the police. So it's possible that Charlie is so dangerous that I should have called the police. Yeah, but I did not.
And so at this point in time, your relationship with Wendy Adelson was really bad, right?
It was hard to tell.
Hard to tell that it was really bad?
It was a roller coaster ride constantly because you referred to the next night, the next day, the 14th. On the 14th, I get a warm, inviting call from Wendy Adelson, eager to spend time with me. Maybe trying to distract me, I don't know. But
Okay. Well, we're going to get to the distracting part.
yeah.
Because that's what this is all about.
But the relationship was not in a great spot. I'll concede that to you.
So
yes.
your testimony is that when this woman is about to break up with you, when she is avoiding you, when you have just been caught going through her phone and her...
How's she avoiding me?
Well,
Mr. Lacasse, you're not here to ask questions.
Yes, sir.
your testimony is that when you are on the outs with her, which the record will show you were during this time period, that she confides in you the most serious, the most important thing in her life. That's your testimony, yes or no?
Yes.
Okay.
She has a history of boarding out things that aren't in her own self-interest.
Judge, I would ask that to be stricken from the record. It's unresponsive.
This is just a part of the proffer. As you reach the end of the cross-examination and the proffer session, we do need to move on.
That's fine, Your Honor.
Mr. Lacasse, or actually Ms. Kepperman, the court's ruling remains the same. You're not to inquire further as to this subject matter. We will revisit later if it comes to it.
Yes, sir.
Please bring back in the witnesses, or the jurors.
Well, sound went to shit.
There is the celebration dinner. I'm sure that's the next one.
For 1 moment, because I don't know what the celebration dinner is all about.
It's in the same motion eliminated, Judge.
The celebration part with Georgia and Wendy was the most brutal. Holy shit.
Number 2, I believe this just...
I found Wendy's reaction to that pretty interesting.
One moment.
Get out of here. Judge Everett ain't ready for you just yet. You done fucked up. When I was doing the first degree murder trial a month ago, and we there was multiple times we would be brought into the courtroom only to be basically sit right back out because
Where is the
something else
celebration
happened.
dinner covered in your motion?
It's in the same motion eliminated regarding the hearsay statements. There were several of them. The first one was the statement that we just discussed, and the second one is that Charlie Adelson said that he went to dinner with, that she told him that Charlie Adelson said it was a celebration dinner. It's in the same motion eliminated.
However, this statement is being directly attributed to your client that was heard by the witness.
No.
Mr. Lacasse, please step down again.
Get the hell out of here, dude. Give us a minute.
It's the same exact issue. It's Wendy Adelson telling him what Charlie Adelson said.
Cappleman responds.
Yes, sir. I asked Miss Adelson about the dinner. She acknowledged there was a dinner. She did vomit at the dinner table, but denied calling it a celebration dinner or hearing Charlie Adelson call it a celebration dinner. I anticipate this witness would indicate that it was referred to as a celebration dinner.
He is a munchkin. The man 100% could have been a fucking munchkin. An Oompa Loompa. This dude 100% would have been trying to get work in Hollywood back in the day as a little person. Maybe even a midget wrestler. I don't know. But the man is small.
Mr. Rauschbaum,
It's the same issue, and you ruled on this issue. It's the same motion eliminated.
how? I'm looking at the line now. All right, Ms. Cappleman, I believe we find ourselves in the same position unless you have an argument which differentiates the television from the celebration dinner.
I think I understand what you mean, Judge. I don't have any additional argument other than this is all impeachment. It's not hearsay, not covered by
That
the
would
motion.
be hilarious,
The
dude.
appropriate grounds were laid, and it's admissible as impeachment.
I like King Kong
Do you
Bundy
wish
a
to
lot. He's
proffer the
awesome.
celebration dinner by Mr. Lacasse?
Good morning, Wild Side. Let me know when you get those coasters. I got those things sent out.
No, sir. I think my preference at this point, assuming your ruling will be the same on the celebration dinner, is to have Mr. Lacasse step off the stand, proceed with another witness, and revisit this issue after the lunch break.
Very well.
We're getting close to lunch.
Please
Everybody's
bring
getting
the jurors
antsy.
back in. You may end your examination in front of them, and then Mr. Rauschbaum will have his opportunity. Well, actually, Mr. Rauschbaum, how long do you believe your cross-examination of the witness will take
I'm a little
in
confused.
front of the jurors?
I'm a little confused. Are you?
The ruling is the impeachment as the celebration dinner is going to be excluded on the same grounds for now. If we need to revisit later, we will, but as to your cross-examination that will be taking place in front of the jurors on the subject matter that's already been covered, how long do you think that's going to take?
Oh, she's going to stop asking questions of this witness.
I believe she just indicated she would.
Okay. For the issues that we've dealt with just now,
Prior to any proffers and sending the jurors
yeah,
out.
I'm not really sure, Ron. Probably, maybe 30 minutes.
Look at Charlie looking at him.
Right, let's bring them
Charlie's
back
like, I've
in.
made a
You can
grave
start your
mistake
cross.
with this lawyer.
We'll take
haven't
a
I?
lunch break.
Like, there's moments where he knows he's
Yeah.
fucked. His head is huge, dude. Charlie's head is fucking. He looks like one of those, like, he would have been an. Again, I'll go back to movie references, but like, he would have been an alien with like inhabiting a human body, and like his brain's too big or something like that. Like his head is fucking massive, dude. Like, Jesus Christ. Like, that's fucking... His head is as tall as fucking Rashi.
Please bring back in.
Jesus, fuck. Look at this. This is crazy.
Everyone can be seated. Bailiff, if you can please instruct Mr. Lacasse to come back in. State have any further direct
Huh, it's not out of sync for me, Leah. Maybe do a refresh.
examination for this witness?
No further questions at this time.
You may cross-examine.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Dude, that thing is fucking big. Good Lord.
Professor Lacasse, good morning.
Good morning.
Gallery is full on this day.
You met Charlie Adelson one time, right?
That's correct.
It was a trip that you and Wendy took down to South Florida for a day after a spring break with the kids that she taught.
Yeah, we were in Immokalee, and then we went over to my...
There we go. Boom. We're going to advance this will just a little bit anyways. Thank you very much, Just a Crazy Gin, for the gin wrap. Hell yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Just a Crazy Gin. And I got to put the whole name on here. I just can't put gin because we got so many gins hanging out here. I get confused now. So Just a Crazy Gin. Boom. Let's see where we're at right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We are 4 names away from doing a physical will spin for a free t-shirt. We got a big one here, folks. Thank you so much, Jen. Appreciate that.
Miami, or to Fort Lauderdale and Miami, just for the 11th. That's right.
And you had dinner, you said you had dinner on March 11th, 2014 at a place called Yardbird.
That's correct.
You recall Charlie was in his scrubs?
Don't recall that, but it wouldn't surprise me.
And Catherine Magbanowa was at that dinner, right?
She was.
And I think you said that she was bringing up stuff about her ex, right?
Not a lot, just a little bit, but
There we go. Boom. Slide in that cash for that gin wrap. That's what I'm talking about. Jersey gin coming through, baby. We got these gins rolling through here deep. You didn't even know you was messing with the gin clan, did you? No, you didn't. Coming through here hard and hot. That's what I'm talking about, baby. Thank you so much, Jen. A little bit closer to a t-shirt giveaway this morning. Will we reach it? We're 3 names away, folks. 3 names to giving away a shirt. A free
she did
shirt.
bring that up, and I recalled it.
Is it fair to say that she was pushing for information at that dinner
From who?
from Miss Adelson?
I don't recall that.
Well, was she trying to get Miss Adelson to talk about her ex-husband?
I don't recall that.
Do you recall there being a lot of discussion at the dinner about Professor Markel?
Don't recall a lot. It always came up for a minute. It came up in the context of Wendy Adelson's book. Most of it was Charlie talking.
You recall Katie asking questions about how the divorce was going, how he was treating her, where he was. You don't recall any of that happening at the dinner?
I do not recall any of that.
The only thing you recall is her saying something about her ex-husband.
That's what stuck out. We've had previous legal proceedings where I also could not, I can't, it's a dinner 9 years ago. I don't remember a lot of detail of it. And it wasn't long either. It was just an hour.
Isn't it likely that she was talking about her ex-husband and her problems because there was talk about exes?
I mean, that's pure speculation on my part. I don't recall. I do recall some other things we spoke about, but I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about them or not. They involved your client. They weren't. So I'm in my head trying to figure out how much space was there for other stuff. As I previously testified, most of it was Charlie telling us stories, kind of.
But Katie was clearly wanting to bring up the topic, as you said, about her family situation, correct?
Yeah, but I'm talking about 2 or 3 sentences here. I only recalled that in retrospect because there was a murder, and I thought, oh, geez.
And it was
Jeez, the chat going nuts real quick. Let me take a few of these real quick. Dude, Forrest Nelson coming through with a $10 holler. And if I'm not mistaken, I think when that's coming through from Canada like that, it's even more. because the money is worth more in Canada than it is here in the States. So boom, Forrest, thank you so much, sir. Appreciate that. Giving me a $10 holla. That's what I'm talking about. Boom. Wildside. Boom. $2 holla. Thank you, Wildside. Appreciate that. And I just sent Wildside out some, because Wildside's been here for a long time. She is an OG. And she wanted some, and she's always getting on the wheel, and she doesn't have a lot of good luck on the wheel, and she wanted some coasters, and I sent her some coasters. So those are on the way, Jen. And let me know when you get those. Put a picture, if you can, on X, and I want to give that the old share. But thank you so much. And then Daddy Short Nuts coming through with also a $2 holla. And this is hilarious. Thinking of changing my name to Jenny Short Nuts, and I think you should. I think you should do that. We're going to have, it would be hilarious if we just had Jens in here. Like everyone just changed their names to Jen. That would be hilarious if someone walked in like a new person and they'd seen a chat full of Jens. They'd be like, what the fuck? I think that's it for us. I think we got it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. That is a will if I ever saw one. So we're going to give away a t-shirt this morning. Thank you all so much. I appreciate the shit out of that, guys. Thank you. Hell yeah. Let me make a will
Important enough for Miss Kappelman to ask you about that, right?
Really appreciate that.
Right? So you remember her talking about her family situation, right?
Yeah, I also remember Charlie talking about a party he had recently attended. There's a few other random things.
Fair enough. I didn't ask, with all due respect, I didn't ask you that.
Okay.
Let's just stick with the family situation.
Okay.
So Catherine McBanawa was talking about her family situation, correct?
For 2 or 3 sentences, she mentioned that Sifredo Garcia, not by name, and the tensions with him. Yes.
Yeah. Murder Church is not a cult, but I'm going to have to get you all to change your name to Jen in the chat. So there is that.
You say that Charlie talked in the hot tub or the pool about having connections to the criminal element. That's what your testimony was, right?
Yes, starting with my initial statement to TPD. Yes, sir.
And you're talking about your statement to TPD after the murder, right?
3 days after the murder.
And after you thought Wendy Adelson was trying to frame you for the murder, right?
I didn't think that in that interview.
Okay.
It took me some time to process.
You're aware that you were called in as a suspect for the murder, right?
Yes.
Okay. And after that point in time is when you gave that statement to TPD regarding what Mr. Adelson said. Just yes or no?
After I was called into the police station?
Yes.
Yeah, that's when I gave my statement at the police station.
Right. What I'm making clear is it's not like you had dinner and were in a hot tub with Charlie Adelson and you went back to Tallahassee and gave the statement then, right?
No, I would have no reason to do that.
I understand
Got a
that.
will. We'll spin it after this
I'm
video.
just trying to make it clear for the jury when you gave TPD the statement.
Yeah.
And the answer is you gave him the statement after the murder and after you were called in as a suspect on that murder.
That's correct.
Okay. Now, do you recall texting Charlie Adelson after you met with him?
I texted Mr. Adelson one time.
Oh, shit. Jen D, thanks for the Jen wrap coming through here and giving $5. And that right there, Jen D, will start a brand new wheel. So you're on the new wheel, which the new wheel is going to be for some other cool stuff. So if anybody's unfamiliar, boom, I've got magnets. And I've already taken I just need to bring one back so I can show on screen, but I took it to where I shipped from. But yeah, I've got Murder Church magnets, Hell Yeah magnets, a coaster for you drank, and then a classic pink Publicly Buzzed sticker is what is up for grabs on the next one. So Jen D, thank you so much. And I'm just saying, if we all change our names to Jen, that would be hilarious. That would be one of the funniest things I've ever seen.
Yes.
Okay. And
It'd also be very annoying because I know changing your name on platforms like this is a
do you recall saying to him, "Hey Charlie, it's Jeff," as in Wendy and Jeff. "Hey man, thanks for your hospitality the other night. Sorry about the clusterfuck with the cab. It was great to finally meet you. I could tell how proud you are of your sister. I am too. She's really 1 in a million. Take care, dude, and look forward to seeing you again sometime soon." Do you recall texting him that?
I do recall texting him that.
Okay. You like hanging out with the criminal element?
It was my new girlfriend's brother who she was very close with. I've been dating Wendy seriously for 12 days. I didn't think it was right to give a I was polite rather than honest. Let's put it that way. I mean,
Let me ask the question again.
yeah.
Do
The Adelson trial. Welcome to the
you
Adelson
like
trial.
hanging out with the criminal element?
No, I don't do that.
Did Charlie Adelson text you, or did you text him?
I texted him. I can't remember if that was solicited by Wendy Adelson or not, but I texted him.
It wasn't solicited by Charlie Adelson, right?
No, we never spoke again, though.
Okay. Actually, he texted you back.
Right, I never answered.
And he said it was great seeing you. I'm glad you made your flight. Hopefully we can all...
Oh my God, it's happening! Ladies and gentlemen, it is happening! Bijin Ojin in the house! Oh my God, Bijin Ojin has been a member here for 10 months. I would just like to take this moment to tell Bijin Ojin how much we appreciate your Jin sport. Here in the Jin Nation on Jin Church, it's been quite the ride at Publicly Jinned. And I will always be forever ginful for all of the beautiful gins in the Jant.
hang out soon.
That was hard. Oh my God. Mary, $2. Subbing to anyone still seeking judgment. There we go. Mary, M-A-R-I. Thank you very much. That's getting you on the new wheel for a bunch of goodies. So welcome in here. Fuck yeah. Holy shit, Jay's still in the back hanging out. Jay gifted out a membership. And guess who got that? Jindy. Jindy got that son of a bitch. So Jay getting on there. Holy shit, the Jins. Jin Nation really showing out here tonight on Jin Church. Really, really appreciate that, guys. Hell yeah. Georgia Chapel Gin. Pokey Gin. Jay would just become Gin, though, right? I mean, I can't really work too hard off of Jay. It's just Gin. We got another Gin.
Now,
House of the Gins.
you testified
We only drink gin. Oh my God, it's happening.
that Wendy was a wreck. Hold on 1 second, sorry. One moment, Your Honor. I've lost my place.
Gin, yeah. J Gin. There we go. There we go. That's better. Thank you so much, Mary.
You testified
Appreciate that.
about some of these divorce filings on direct, correct?
Yes.
And that Wendy, you testified that Wendy was a wreck about him, right?
Yes.
That's not what you thought in the spring of 2014, though, was it?
You're questioning whether it is what I thought in spring of 2014. I noticed repeatedly her reacting to motions and litigation and getting very, very upset. I'm not saying there was never any good times, but she was very upset when he filed something.
Surprised he ain't laughing, right? Hey, he's thinking about it, dude. Right now, he's thinking about something to get him going.
Do you recall?
Do you know how siblings, I know me and Dan can still do it. Like, siblings can just look at each other and know what each other's thinking. You know, not only just siblings, but I'm thinking about it in this context because of Wendy and Charlie, also with my brother. But you know how siblings can look at each other and just make each other start snickering or laughing at the worst moment, say at a church or a funeral or a wedding. I think that could happen. Might have been even what happened with Charlie and Wendy when he was just snickering. Like, you know, I don't know. It's
Sending
so funny.
an email
It looks
to
horrible.
Wendy Adelson in March 27th of 2014, where you tell her that she's adapting really well to unpleasant circumstances and that she needs to give herself more credit.
That sounds familiar. I would say it got increasingly worse March, April, May, June in terms of her reactions to the entire situation. But I know I was sending that email, yes, trying to encourage my girlfriend at the time, yes.
Oh, really? It got worse. Filings in March, April, and June.
No, I don't know when the last filing was. Her reactions, not just to filings, but the entire situation. Let me clarify that. So.
Hold on a second. Would it surprise you that there weren't any filings
No,
in May or June?
No, I'm aware of that.
Would it surprise you that there's been testimony in this courtroom that actually things got a little better?
Wendy's status didn't get better. My observations of Wendy saw her spiraling downward in that time period is what I was trying to refer to.
Do you recall that in the spring, summer of 2014, Professor Markel asked Wendy's parents to babysit for him?
I didn't know about that, or I don't recall it if I did.
I'm sure you did. Now, do you recall telling law enforcement that your impression was that Professor Markel's filing was going to fail?
Oh my God, it's spreading. The gin-demic is spreading. We now got another not a gin in the house.
Yes, I was repeating things I'd heard from Wendy Adelson, so most of that content, that was, I mean...
Sir, I'm just asking you for yes or no questions.
Okay.
Let me follow up of where you get that information from.
Okay.
I know you have an agenda.
Yes, I told police that. Yes.
Okay. So, you told the police that Wendy wasn't concerned about Professor Markel succeeding with that motion.
No, she was highly anxious. She was highly anxious.
Did she think that the motion was going to be granted?
I don't think she knew. I think that's what caused the anxiety.
Didn't you tell law enforcement that your impression was that Professor Markel's motion was going to fail?
I did tell law enforcement that, yes.
And didn't you just tell the jury that that impression came from Wendy Adelson?
Well, from my interactions with her and partially my own opinion, to clarify. But yes, that's true. Yeah.
You also told law enforcement that everyone in the legal community agreed with that assessment.
I didn't speak to everyone in the legal community.
Well, let's read your interview then. And let's see if it refreshes your recollection. One moment, Your Honor.
The Gin Nation. Jinla Duffy.
You don't recall being recorded where you said, and I quote, everyone in the legal community agreed with that assessment. At 2 o'clock on 7/23/14, interview part 1, at 34:35 in the interview. You don't recall saying that?
Can you give me the date in the interview again, please?
7/23/2014, interview part 1, and 3/6/2015. You reiterated it at 34 minutes and 35 seconds into the recording. You don't recall saying that?
Vaguely, I do recall saying something like that. I'm a non-lawyer trying to figure out this situation. Getting different messages from different people.
I have no further questions right now, Your Honor. At the time you were in the hot tub with the defendant, did you know that he was a criminal element? Okay, let me rephrase it. Did you know he was conspiring to commit the murder of Dan Markel?
I had no idea.
All right, and when you were at dinner with he and Catherine McVanawa, did you know that she was conspiring to commit the murder of Dan Markel?
I had no idea.
So you didn't know when you were in the hot tub that you were hanging out with a criminal element in that regard?
No.
Nothing further.
Because you will step down, you may be recalled at some point. Members of the jury, we're going to take our lunch break at this point. Once again, I'm going
Time
to
to spin a
remind you
wheel,
not to discuss
Gin
the
Nation.
case with each other or anyone else. Do not look at any news coverage.
Alternate
or
universe
discuss the matter with any friend
of the
or family.
Gins. That's
Enjoy
what we've
your
fallen
lunch
into this
break.
morning,
We
and I
will
think
get
it's hilarious.
started once again at 1:15. Please report back by 1:10.
I gotta turn off my green screen. I gotta turn off my gin screen. All right, next Ginio will be Stephen Webster. But before Stephen, Let's spin a wheel this morning. Let me first of all... Let me take off my gin screen. Boom. The magic is gone. All right, good luck, everyone. This is for a t-shirt. This is going to be good. Good luck. Oh, Jersey Gin won. Of course a Gin won. Jersey Gin just picked up a t-shirt. Boom. Boom, 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 boom. Go to publiclybuzz.com, Gin, and let me know what shirts you want, and we will get that over to you. It's at publiclygin.com. Oh, I'm sorry, publiclybuzz.com is where you can pick out your favorite shirt. Again, I already know how to get a hold of you, so... yeah, shirt, size, and where to send that to. Let me get you on the wheel here, because if I don't, I will forget. So yeah, I've got back-to-back shirts, Salty and Gin. Congratulations. Love to see it. That's what I'm talking about. Boom. Everybody coming through here this morning, I really appreciate it. Thank you very much. If you have not hit the like yet, please do so. That really helps us out here on GinTube. The Gins, the gods, really like that. So, yeah, and if you're not subbed up, please do so also. And then let me turn my green screen back on, because I'm naked. I'm sitting here naked for the world to see me. There we go. One thing that I do on Sunday nights, folks, I go live again. I go live on another little channel called Wrestle Plunge, and I watch wrestling. So if you want to have a good time and watch some old wrestling from 1989, we're currently watching some wrestling that came out of Memphis, Tennessee, and it's pretty fun to watch. If you're a fan of wrestling, you'll have a good time. If you're not a fan of wrestling, I think you'll have a good time, because you can come in and watch me make fun of old wrestling. We get into it. I do enjoy it, but there's a lot of goofy stuff going on, and I think not enough stuff going on that we can have fun with it, even if you're not a wrestling fan. And we have a little community trying to grow over there, so it'd be cool to have you in over there on Wrestle Plunge. But thanks everyone for hanging out this morning, and I've got to get this guy's name, Stephen Webster. Let's go. Who is Stephen Webster?
Please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth?
Yes, sir, I do.
You may take your seat.
Thank you, Judge.
Please introduce yourself and spell your name.
Good afternoon. My name is Stephen Webster, Stephen Webster.
How are you employed?
I'm an attorney
How long have you been a member of the Florida Bar?
since 2005.
Did you represent Dan Markel?
I did.
During what time period did you represent him?
I think it was May of 2014 and until he was murdered.
And during the time that you were, well, let me ask you, before his murder, when was the last time you had spoken with him?
I spoke to him that morning.
Right. And what was the main goal of your representation of Mr. Markel?
So, I had just started my firm, and you know, like any small business, you're scared and you're hungry. And a friend of mine called me, Tor Friedman, and said, "I have a client for you." And I was like, "Okay." And he said he's a law professor. And I was like, "Okay." And he said it's a family law case. And I said, "Well, Tor, I don't do family law, and you know that." And he said, "Well, it doesn't matter. He's a law professor. He'll teach you everything you need to know." And I said, "Okay, well, that makes sense." So I agreed to meet with him, and the night before I read all the papers, and they were voluminous. I printed them and actually read every word.
Voluminous. That's a word that I need to get into my vocabulary. Voluminous.
And we'd already set up a meeting at Voodoo Coffee on Tennessee Street.
If I pull out voluminous on a motherfucker, they're going to be like, "Damn, son."
And I really didn't think I was going to accept the case. I could just tell from the tenor of the papers that it was really, really contentious.
That would be a good shirt.
And it just didn't feel like something I probably wanted to get involved in. But I wanted to meet him anyway. And so I met him, and I liked him. I liked him a lot. And so I decided I would take the case. I mean, it's not a prerequisite that I like you to represent you, but in something like that, I didn't want to get involved in a contempt type case with law professors. where ultimately it could end up being disrespectful to the court, and I didn't want to be involved in something like that if I really felt like it was going to be that kind of a relationship. But when I met him, I didn't feel like it was going to be that way, and so I agreed to take it. And his primary concerns were he wanted to get more time with his children, if at all possible, but he didn't want to change the kind of the time sharing. He had a kind of an unusual request. He wanted to see if there was any way that he could see the children every night when he didn't have them, to tuck them into bed and kiss them goodnight. And he said, look, I'll only stay 5 minutes. I promise I won't bother anybody, and I'll leave. And I said, Dan, that's probably never going to happen. That's just probably not reasonable. And then he was really concerned about parental alienation, which at the time I wasn't really familiar with it. I didn't do family law, but I was familiar with it from the perspective of I learned about it in law school and stuff like that. But he was really concerned that the grandmother, Donna Adelson, was really trying to drive a wedge between him and the children. And he actually
I mean, look at Charlie's like
that he
I hope the gins, the jury, hope that they see me over here shaking my head in disagreement with Mr. Webster, because that is clearly not the case. That Donna, my mom, would want to drive a wedge and be involved in any way whatsoever. No, not Donna Adelson.
Refer to him as stupid on a Skype call. He couldn't see her in the Skype screen, but he heard her say something to the effect of "stupid's on the phone," and he was livid about it, and he was ready to basically kind of go to war over that.
Did that sort of reference the filing that we're familiar with, where Grandma says you're stupid, and he was seeking to have Grandma enjoined from having unsupervised contact with the kids?
Yeah, and I didn't have the opportunity to actually talk to him about that yet because he was killed, but it was my understanding that after that filing, he heard her. Actually, he heard her, because that's what he told me. He said, I heard her call me stupid, but she wasn't in the screen, but he knew her voice. And so he was very upset about that. And then the other thing that he was upset about, he wanted the Holocaust diamond back.
So property of his, family property that Wendy had.
Yeah, and he wanted that back.
All right, so what about money? Was he worried about money?
No.
Any chance that the case could have been resolved through $1 million payoff to Dan Markel from the Adelsons?
In exchange for what?
A relocation.
No.
We've heard some testimony that everything was going well between Dan Markel and Wendy in the few weeks leading up to his death. Do you have any knowledge of that?
It's untrue. There's a reason he hired me. He didn't retain me because he needed a friend. Tor basically told me on the phone call, he said, look, there's going to be a trial, and it's going to be acrimonious, and he needs a lawyer that can go into the courtroom and be prepared to fight. He said, that's why I think you could handle this case. And we were heading towards a trial. And he certainly, he sent me an email the day before talking about how he was irate because Wendy, unbeknownst to him, had actually enrolled or applied to have been enrolled at the School of Arts and Sciences. And she didn't even talk to Dan about it. So he found out the day before when he got called from the school saying that Ben had been accepted. And so he emailed me and said, I'm irate about this. He said, I don't think it's appropriate. Okay. So, no.
So there were a bunch of issues still going on.
Yes.
It was hot at the time.
Yes.
All right. And there was some suggestion that Dan Markel was expected to lose all the filings that were currently pending at the time of his death, and Wendy was expected to prevail on everything. Do you agree with that assessment?
You mean like with the contempt and all of that?
Yeah.
No, I would not have got involved if I thought he was going to lose on the contempt. My reputation travels with my clients too if they're doing things like that, right? If you're representing a client who is disrespecting the court, it's hard not to feel like that's bleeding off on you and you're disrespecting the court. And in Tallahassee, Florida, if you practice in this circuit, if I disrespect Judge Everett today, every judge in this circuit that matters to me is going to know about it before lunch tomorrow. And it's just, no. So, no, I would not have accepted. That's why I didn't think I was going to take the case when I read all that.
Seeking contempt is kind of a big deal amongst lawyers, right?
Yes. I mean, contempt is, it's an ugly, it's a very ugly kind of prospect. And as a lawyer, that was one of my main concerns is, she was a lawyer. And I did feel like she should be held in contempt. She didn't disclose things on her financial affidavit, and Dan convinced me of that.
But that was to be determined, right?
But
By a court.
Yes, but in my mind,
Yes.
that was the only reason I took it.
Okay.
And, at the end of the day, you can lose your law license for that. I mean, I guess you would have to report that to the bar. I didn't research it, but the court would refer it to the bar. If the court found you were in contempt, the court would refer it to the bar, and, you could lose your law license. So, yeah, it's pretty serious, in that regard.
We heard, I think, from both sides in opening that Mr. Markel was brilliant, but I'm not sure anyone that actually knows about that has told us. Do you have any knowledge of that?
Yeah, I mean, it was why I decided to take the case. I liked him. He.
You guys remember when the prosecutor got the Alec Baldwin trial thrown out because I think it was because she didn't share something with the defense. However, it worked out, and that judge freaked out and was not having any of that. And I remember having some shows after that or around that, and I believe I even had experts on here. It might have been LawTube Sean. I don't know. I had somebody on here, and I was trying to kind of get down to. I mean, this prosecutor, what was her name? Morrissey. Carrie Morrissey, maybe? I might be fucking that up, but even then I was like thinking, holy shit, like her career's done, right? I mean, this was huge. First of all, it's on national television, and it's because of Alec Baldwin, and because such a huge case coming off from the movie Rust. But this is such an insane thing to do, even locally, I would imagine, much less nationally the way they saw it. And this is going to ruin this lady's career. And I believe there was like a little bit of pushback on, oh no, she'll be fine. But what they're saying here, what this guy's saying, I think that makes the most sense that, word's going to spread. If you're going to be, I know that, she's pretty much probably stuck in a pretty, like, it's not like she's an attorney that's going to be moving around where she's the prosecutor in that area, but still, imagine going back in front of that judge where she was trying to hide some shit from the defense, and how embarrassing that is, and that makes you look terrible. Like, I don't know. I'm just kind of speaking out loud here about what
it was actually funny. Like, he had good humor about it. Even kind of as acrimonious as all of this was.
Like that, what he said just makes a lot of sense.
The big picture stuff he didn't have any anger, He was angry about calling him stupid. That made him angry. But I think in his mind, eventually a lot of this stuff would resolve and should resolve.
Yeah, special prosecutor.
He wasn't vindictive, or vengeful, and that was a big part of the reason why I was willing to get involved. I felt like he was kind of looking at it like a business deal still, with the exception of the stupid comment. So he was funny, and I mean, obviously smarter than I am, that's for sure. So,
what are a lawyer's ethical obligations to a client in terms of the client knowing what is in the filings that are being filed on their behalf?
Well, I mean, I think that depends.
You may continue examining the witness.
Are all attorneys in Florida governed by the rules of professional conduct?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you, as a criminal lawyer, familiar with those rules?
Yes, ma'am.
Right, so what are those rules in reference to, can a lawyer put things in a filing that the client doesn't know about or not?
You have a duty to keep your client informed. That is an actual affirmative duty on every lawyer. That you have to be in contact with your client, keep them informed of important events that are going on in the case. There are certain decisions that only the client can make, like whether to testify, things like that. But there are certain decisions that a lawyer can kind of make, procedural decisions on filing certain things. But you have a duty to keep your client informed of important events.
If Dan Markel was planning to move or seeking to relocate himself at the time of his murder, would you have known about that?
Yes.
And was he planning to do that or trying to do that?
Absolutely not.
One moment, please, Your Honor.
Good afternoon, Mr. Lester.
Good afternoon.
You started representing Professor Markell in, I think you said May 2014, around that time frame?
Yes, sir, I believe so.
By the way, at that point in time, what did you specialize in? What was your... Were you a divorce lawyer?
No.
Had you ever done a divorce case?
I mean, I had done some, like I worked for other firms, and but for the most part, if I was going to take it, me personally, it would have to be no kids involved, and one of those situations where the assets were already agreed upon how they were going to be split up. I didn't want to get involved in fighting in cases where kids were going to get hurt. It's not how I wanted to use my law license.
Excuse me, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for talking with you. What did you specialize in?
I mean, as an attorney, I don't think I'm allowed to say I specialize in anything unless I'm board certified. So I'm not board certified in anything.
What did you? What type of work did you do more of?
At that point in my career, I'd primarily done a lot of criminal defense work.
Okay, so you were a criminal defense lawyer who was going to do a divorce case.
Yeah, I guess that's fair to say.
Were you aware that Professor Markell's previous lawyer had quit?
I saw in the filings that lawyers had withdrawn, and yeah.
And you never went to court with Professor Markell, right?
No, he got killed before I had my chance.
You're aware that the court admonished Professor Markell in court earlier in the year, right?
I don't know if I was familiar with that. I read the papers. If it was in the papers, I mean, look, it appeared to me that it was very acrimonious. There were lengthy pleadings and filings, and it was one of the things I talked to Dan about. I said, you need a lawyer. You need to stop drafting voluminous pleadings, and we need to just get this on the rails and focus on what matters.
Okay. Ms. Kappelman asked you about court filings and the ethics of lawyers. Do you recall her asking you that?
Yes, sir.
Sometimes you file things. You have to keep your clients informed, right?
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes you file things, and you're able to file things that you don't have to go over every word with your client, right?
Yeah, that's fair.
No further questions.
Redirect examination.
No questions, Your Honor.
Mr. Webster, you may step down.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You can be released, Your Honor.
Have a good day.
Thanks, sir.
Short one. What we got next here? So yeah, next we got the ex-girlfriend of old Charlie, June Chinda. I'm probably saying that terribly, but debating if I want to do this one. It's 53 minutes. It'll take us into a little bit after 12. Yeah, let's do it. Shit. I'll go up and use the bathroom. I'll be back. Let's rock one more video here. And I appreciate everyone for coming in here this morning. Thank you all very much. We got a will out of the way. Again, I'll be live tonight, 6 Eastern on Wrestle Plunge. We'll be having a good time over there. Hang out for about 2 hours every Sunday night over on that channel. I'll put the link in the chat there. Appreciate the hell out of it, guys. And yeah, let's do another 53 minutes here to an hour with Charlie Adelson's ex.
You're good. You may.
All right, you're in the courtroom.
June Chinda. See how close I get.
Everyone but the witness may be seated. Please raise your right hand, ma'am. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth?
I do.
You may take your seat.
Please state your name and spell your name.
Hi, I'm June. I'm Chinda.
Chinda, I nailed that shit. Boom. But now she has been, now she will be known as Jin Jinda. All right? I'm just saying that the nation of the Jins will always rise to the top.
June, first name, last name UMCHINDA.
You don't have to, I don't think you're going to have to lean that close to the
Oh,
microphone.
okay.
We can let you know if we can't hear you.
All right, like that.
Where do you live, ma'am?
I'm in South Florida.
Do you know Charlie Adelson?
I'm sorry. It was my alarm to come here.
Oh my god, dude. Charlie's face, bro. Dude, we live inside of a movie, alright? We live inside of a fucking movie, dude.
Sorry. It was my alarm to come here, down here.
Is it silence now?
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry.
Wait, let me just check if it's. I'm so sorry.
That's okay.
I don't want it to snooze. Okay.
It's okay.
Okay. Alright. We live inside of a movie. This is a dream.
Do you know Charlie
I
Adelson?
stick with
I do.
that.
How do you know him?
He's my ex-boyfriend.
Do you see him here in the courtroom?
I do.
Could you please point him out and describe what he's wearing?
He's the middle one there with the navy blue suit on.
The record reflects the witness has identified the defendant.
Dude, he's trying so hard not to fucking laugh, bro. Like, he's having such a difficult time because everything's a fucking joke to this guy. Oh my god, this guy's never had to work for anything. You know, I guess his degree to become a periodontist. Well, Jesus Christ, dude, that was probably paid for to get through the school. Let's just be honest.
When did you date Mr. Adelson?
We initially met in I think it was like February or so, and then
February of what year?
2015.
Okay.
And we didn't speak for about 8 months. We just had like a brief meeting, and then in October we officially started dating.
October of 2015.
Brooklyn, a lot of things have changed here in the Gin Nation. Welcome to Murder Gin. A lot of gins in the chat. Dandy Lioness popping in here right now. Bada bing, bada boom. What's up, Dandy? We have a Dandy. I don't know if you know who Dandy Savage is, but Dandy, get in here.
And how long did you date him?
We got double dandies, all the gins you could want. Bada bing,
For
bada boom.
roughly 2.5 years, like officially.
Okay. Does June of 2017 sound like the correct end of your relationship?
Officially, yes.
All right. And did you continue to talk to Mr. Adelson after the breakup?
We did.
When was the last time you spoke to Mr. Adelson?
A day or so before his arrest.
Okay.
We were playing phone tag, and I was supposed to see him. We didn't see each other for a long time, but I was supposed to see him. I didn't get to, and then I wrote him back. I saw a message from him, and then the next day he was taken away.
All right. So that's obviously significantly after the official breakup.
Oh, right. This was in April of last 2022.
What was the nature of your relationship after the official breakup? Were you kind of on again, off again, or just casually seeing each other when you were both single, or what was the deal there?
I mean, it was a lot of years that went by after our official relationship, so there were like different periods of times where we were seeing each other and then casual, but we always stayed in touch throughout the years. So.
All right. And do you still have feelings for Mr. Adelson as we sit here today?
So he's my last serious boyfriend, so I would say yes, that there's something still there. I care about him, but obviously I haven't seen him in God knows how long. So.
All right. And do you recall being interviewed by the Tallahassee Police Department in reference to this case on July 20th?
Would she still answer that the same after his conviction? All right, I can use the bathroom. I'll be right back.
2018.
I do.
Okay. And back at that time, when you were interviewed, it had been about 2 weeks since you had talked to him. Does that ring a bell?
Something like that, yes.
Okay. And you had talked to him prior to that interview around your birthday. Is that right?
On the phone, yes.
And when is your birthday?
June 28th.
Okay. So is that was obviously prior to his arrest, but just a few months before the trial of Catherine Magbanua? Did you talk to him then as well?
I'm not sure. I don't recall when her trial was. I know she had a retrial, so
Okay.
I don't know the date specifically.
Okay, but in one of those trials, didn't you testify that you had spoken to him just the night before that trial?
Right. I mean, we were still talking, so yes, I did speak.
Okay, so I'm just kind of trying to establish, in reference to the important dates of this case, you seem to have had some communication with him pretty close in time to those important dates. Would you agree with that?
Yes.
But you haven't had any contact with him in reference to what you're going to say here today?
No, not since he got arrested. I haven't heard from him.
Were you dating him when what we're calling the bump occurred back on April 19th of 2016?
Yes.
And are you familiar with what we mean when we say the bump?
Is that the money extortion thing from?
The thing when Donna Adelson was approached
Yes.
by an undercover officer? Okay, so how far into your relationship with him were you at the time that that occurred? And that's, again, April 19th of 2016.
About a year, roughly, I would say.
All right, but you began dating officially in
Well, from October, so that's not a year. It's
more like 6 months.
yeah.
What was the status of your relationship, or can you kind of describe for us what your relationship was at that time, April of 2016?
Oh, sorry. I'm trying to think of the dates again. So the bump was 2016. You said in April.
Yes, ma'am. So this would be about 6 months into your relationship. Were you seeing each other seriously? Were you seeing a lot of each other? Tell us about
Every
that.
day, yeah.
Every day. Okay. And have you previously described the relationship at that time as a fairy tale?
Back then, yes.
Okay. Perfect.
Yes.
Inseparable.
Yes.
Okay. So the two of you were together quite a lot during that time frame.
Yeah, I basically lived there.
Okay. And so you spent most of the time that you were together over at his place?
Yes,
And is that the place on Whale Harbor?
it is.
Okay. And did the relationship change at some, let me, before we leave that, when the bump occurred on April 19th, 2016, did Mr. Adelson, tell you about the bump?
No.
All right, so at some point, did the relationship change around this time frame, April of 2016?
It's up the trial channel. Again, reminder, this is who I'm watching this trial through the playlist that they have on their channel. And I'll drop the link in here again because I really appreciate them letting me use this. The trial channel. Make sure you're following them not only on YouTube but on X as well.
I can't say exactly like when it changed because we've had a lot of ups and downs, but I mean, it did change, so I don't know when exactly it was.
Okay, I want to draw your attention specifically to the time frame between April and May of 2016. Are you able to tell the jury about some changes you observed in Mr. Adelson's behavior during that time frame?
I don't know, like, if it was in that time frame exactly.
Okay, do you recall giving a law enforcement interview in this case?
I do.
Okay, and that was done on July 24th of 2018.
Right.
Would your memory have been better back then on these issues as far as the dates that things
Does
happened?
it say what date? Like, they didn't ask me specifically when, how he was acting when. So I don't know exactly what they meant, like how he was acting, what time.
Okay.
No problem. Thank you.
So you didn't tell them that he began to freak out around that time and act sneaky and go places without telling you where?
I said that, I just don't know at that specific time frame if that was referring to that. Like
Okay.
right now, I really have no idea right now.
Okay. At some point, did a reporter approach you in Mr. Adelson's driveway?
They did.
Right. And was that the first that you learned about this murder?
Yes.
So Mr. Adelson had never even told you during your serious relationship with him that his brother-in-law had been murdered?
He mentioned that he'd been murdered, but there were no details. It was just, he said, we don't know who did it, and this would happen, so.
Okay. So do you know when this reporter approached you?
Like what time or when?
Was it approximately around June 17th of 2016? Does that sound right?
It was right after, like, I think a political holiday, because I had a Band-Aid on my arm from a burn that we went to at a barbecue, and it was embarrassing that they took a photo of me with it. So I remember that I still had that Band-Aid on my arm. So it might have been around May or something.
All right.
Maybe Memorial Day.
Are we sure it was in 2016?
Well, there's a picture, like, the reporter has on the internet. So whenever that article came out, it would be then.
Operation show you an article and ask if this is the one you're referencing.
Yes, so there's a Band-Aid on my arm, as you can see.
All right, and what is the date of that article?
That says June 17th. So when is Memorial Day, May?
Yes. What is the year on the article?
2016.
Hey, that's me.
So can we agree?
I get Memorial Day and Labor Day mixed up.
June of 2016
In my
that you
head.
got approached.
I believe it was May, but I think they published the article in June. But yes, around June, May, June.
I thought the reporter had the article with them when they approached you. Is that not the case?
No, I mean the photo. Like, he made that article and posted it, like,
From
the
the interaction.
story. Yeah, from, I guess, our candid shot or whatever.
All right, so maybe you were approached in May and then the article came out in June.
I believe that's correct, yeah.
Okay, and that was when that reporter approached you, that was when you found out that there was this whole backstory to this murder that may involve Charlie Adelson.
I actually didn't find out at that moment. They like ran up to me asking if I'm Catherine, and I had no idea who that was. So I didn't even know who they were.
How come you didn't know who Catherine Maganoa was?
Not at all, no.
All right, so is that the first? Did you eventually find out who she was after you learned that name from the reporter?
Yes, eventually.
Who was she?
She was Charlie's ex-girlfriend, and she also worked for another friend of mine at the front desk.
And who's that?
Jerry Obed.
All right. And what was she working for Jerry Obed at the time that you learned about her, I guess? Learned of her existence?
No, so I guess I met her in the front of Jerry's place once briefly, and then when I heard of her, my mind went back to that day, but I had no idea like her name or anything back then.
All right, so you were confused in May of 2016 for her by a reporter. Yes. And then you learned, oh, she was an ex-girlfriend of Charlie Adelson, right?
Eventually, yeah.
Okay, and then subsequent to that, you realized, oh, that's the girl that used to work for Jerry Obed.
Yes.
Okay, I'm with you. All right, once you found out about this sort of backstory to this homicide and investigation, did the defendant, Mr. Adelson, tell you anything about how to handle the police if you were to be approached by the police?
He said if anyone came knocking on the door asking questions, I don't know anything, and at that time I really didn't know anything still, so.
So he told you not to talk to the police?
Right, because I think he had to go away that weekend or week, and I was at the house by myself, so.
And had he been acting strangely for weeks before that article was published? And again, that article was published June 17th, 2016.
I believe so.
All right, tell us what acting strangely means.
I think I said it in my interview that he would kind of run off to places without really giving me an explanation. We kind of had a routine going. We would work, go to the gym, and then every night usually see each other at a certain time. But it was getting to the point where like he was running late or things were happening, and I didn't really know the reason. And also, I think I just felt like something was different in our relationship.
And did you notice that he had begun communicating with Catherine Magbanua around that time?
The time, which
The
time
2
was it?
weeks prior to the publication of that article, which was published on June 17th, 2016.
2 weeks before that. I can't remember exactly when I found out about Catherine Magbanua. Like, I know it was after May. So if it was in that 2 week period before the article came out, then
Did you say in your interview with law enforcement that in that time frame you saw him going back and forth with Katie on the calls, and I said, oh, why do you guys talk so much? And also you were commenting about the calls being at odd hours and how you know he's not normally up that early, and that's when you saw the call activity on his phone. Do you remember telling law enforcement that?
I remember saying I saw her name come up or something at some point in time. Again, I don't know if that is the same time, around that time. And also, the odd hours thing, I was referring to another girl, I think, that lives in Philippines.
Okay. I'm going to draw your attention to page 72.
I don't have a binder.
I'm going to bring you one. Page 72, lines 7 through 22 on your interview. This is a mini, so if you bigger, I can work on that. But this is 72 here.
Okay.
If you'll read to yourself, lines 7 through 22.
Okay, so
So let me ask a question.
Yeah.
Are you still maintaining you were referencing another woman in that comment, or were you talking about Catherine Magbanua?
So in that comment, I actually was referring to when I found out the phone records of Catherine and Charlie, like speaking in the morning when they showed how often they would speak on the phone.
All right, thank you.
So,
Did
I was
Mr.
referring
Adelson ever express any interest in or curiosity to you about who had killed his brother-in-law?
He just said he didn't know who did it, and it was just like an unsolved blank mystery.
I'm going to ask you to look at page 34. 34 of that same mini transcript in front of you. And if you'll review lines 10 through 15.
Oh my god. I've not seen that comparison, and that's actually a pretty good one. He does have Beetlejuice vibes.
And just let me know when you're done.
10 through 15? was
Yes,
it?
ma'am.
Okay.
Fucking forehead, dude. Look at that thing. I gotta find the alien I'm thinking about. Hold on.
So yes, I see it.
And didn't you tell law enforcement back when this interview was conducted, quote, you know, if it wasn't him, he never...
Tell me he doesn't have fucking alien vibes, dude. His forehead is ginormous. Look at this. Like, I don't know if the aliens' heads are usually so ginormous like this because they're carrying a bigger brain. I mean, the traditional Greys have these, you know, oval-shaped, large-ass heads, but Jesus Christ. Charlie Adelson is packing some fucking alien head vibes.
said, oh, I wonder who killed Dan. Or like if it was just him saying, just like fearing, like he used to have like clothes by his bed in case they came to get him and stuff, like in the middle of the night. He was just very scared that they would come and take him. Is that what you said?
So I was saying...
Ma'am, is that what you said?
Well, no, I didn't say that exactly.
Okay.
I said,
Did
he never said he wondered who
you've
killed
answered the
Dan,
question.
Don't speak over each other. Please wait for her to ask you a question, then answer it.
So the transcript is incorrect.
Good, improper question.
Is the transcript incorrect?
As
That's a yes
opposed
or
to
no.
your question, or you mean in general?
The question I asked.
All right, thanks, Brooklyn. Appreciate
It
that.
doesn't
Yeah, I want to
match
read
up
that.
to your question, no.
Judge, maybe we could sidebar.
I'm going to request that we not go to sidebar. I have another question to ask the witness.
Look at Rashi's face. Oh my god. Look at this whole thing right here, dude. Charlie's just like looking defeated as fuck. And then Rashi looking devious as hell right now, pissed off at what just happened.
Did Mr. Adelson ever
I
express
couldn't have
any
paused it more
sympathy
perfectly.
regarding...
Hold on, I'm sorry.
Did Mr. Adelson ever express any sympathy regarding the death of Dan Markel in your presence?
I mean, yes.
Return your attention to page 84 of the transcript, lines 23 and 24. Page 84, lines 23 and 24. I'm sorry.
You mean section 84? Or?
No, ma'am. It's page 84. I think I've got the lines wrong. Let me just take a look. Yes, okay. I was correct. 23 and 24, but you might need to back up a little for context.
Just wanted to
Didn't tell law
verify that
enforcement.
I was actually
That's
correct.
what was weird to me. I'm always
the
like,
original.
well,
She's crazy.
if you didn't do it, then who do you think did it or something? And he wouldn't ever like show any sympathy or anything.
I don't even see page 84.
All right, thank you. What about, let's go back to Catherine Magbanowa. Did you ever actually meet her or just knew that she worked at Obed's office?
I mean, she greeted me when I walked in the door there, so I met her as like somebody walking in really quick.
Okay, but never hung out with her socially or?
No, I don't even think I spoke to her really.
Okay. Was Catherine Magbanowa, if you know, the girlfriend that was right before you with Charlie?
I'm sorry, what?
Was she the girlfriend that preceded you or was right before you?
No, I didn't even know about her. There was another girl before me.
Who was the girl that was right before you?
That I know of, it was Whitney Kick.
How long did he date Whitney Kick?
So initially when I met Charlie in February, I don't know if it was February around then, he was with Whitney at that time, so I think he broke up with her a little before we got together, so.
Was there anybody else between Catherine Magbanowa and you other than Whitney Kick, to your knowledge?
There was.
Okay, who was that?
Someone named Jessica.
Okay. Did you ever know of Catherine Magbanowa to be employed working for Charlie Adelson?
No.
During the time frame of the bump, so the bump in April, but prior to Ms. McBanowa's arrest in October, was the defendant picking up communication with Catherine McBanowa? Did you notice that he was communicating with her more?
I don't know if it was that time frame, like I said.
During this time frame that I'm talking about, did the defendant express concerns to you that his phone was being tapped?
I mean, it was probably during that time frame, but he did say that at some point. So.
Were you still
June, you're killing me here. That's what Charlie's saying. You're killing me over here.
dating the defendant at the time that Catherine McBanowa was arrested on October 1st of 2016?
Yes.
What was the defendant's behavior like after her arrest?
I mean, I think around that time, the media got a hold of the story, so there was...
That's not my question. What was the defendant's behavior like after Catherine McBanowa's arrest?
Well, I guess his behavior was just someone that's being convicted of murder. Or not convicted, accused of murder, I'm sorry.
All right, was he, quote, very scary to be around?
I mean, I might have said that.
You might have said that, or you did say that?
I think I did say that because we had a fight, so I was afraid one time.
Was he, quote, just like angry and different?
I guess he was, yeah.
Was he violent, agitated, and short-fused during that time frame?
I believe so.
Did he have trouble sleeping or being alone? Didn't want to be home? Do you recall saying that?
Yes.
When the case came up, did everything just tick him off?
Yes.
Did he start getting really red and screaming and take random walks, like just acting like a crazy person?
Yes. Yes.
Did he get a second phone around this time frame and possibly even a third phone?
I saw one other phone. I don't know about a third. So.
Did he start communicating with you via the WhatsApp application?
What's up, Chelsea? Welcome in here.
He did. He started that because he was also out of the country once, so we started using it then.
Did he sleep with a gun at night? In that time frame specifically?
So when you say sleep, do you mean like physically in the bed or?
You tell me.
So
where was the gun?
He had guns because he had his carry license, so he had a few at different places. So in his bedroom.
But specifically in this time frame, did he change his habits in reference to the gun?
No,
so
not
he didn't,
that I know of.
Okay, so he didn't begin sleeping with a gun under his pillow or near his bed where he hadn't before?
Not sleeping with it, like it was in the room though, so I don't know.
Was he super stressed and very affected by the arrest of Catherine McBanowa?
Yes.
But not super stressed and very affected from what you observed by the death of Daniel Markell, was he?
I have no idea about that.
Well, you said he wasn't.
Where is that?
In the interview that we just reviewed,
I mean,
where
what
you
line
said
is it?
Yeah, she wants to change some of the things she said in this previous interview.
84, lines 23 and 24.
It's like
We've
Paranoid
already
Charlie.
done.
I need to make a Paranoid Charlie picture, I think.
I think
Prison
you couldn't
Charlie,
find
Paranoid
pictures.
Charlie, Gin
No,
Charlie,
but I think I know
Alien
what you're
Charlie.
talking about. It was. I think I was speculating on it. He didn't say.
He wouldn't show like any
up,
sympathy
Drew?
or anything.
Come
right?
in here, dude.
I mean, that was my opinion, but I have no idea if he did or not.
Well, the question was, did he express it to you?
I think his actions did, but he didn't physically, like, verbally say it.
His actions expressed grief over the death of Dan Markel? What were those actions?
Well, I mean, just somebody concerned, upset over this tragedy and everything.
But that's the opposite of what you told law enforcement in your law enforcement interview.
Well, that
isn't
was
it?
like a long time ago. That
So
was
has your
probably
memory
7 years ago.
has your memory improved since 2018?
Regarding what?
This incident and Charles Adelson's lack of remorse over the death of his brother-in-law.
So after that, after whatever I said, obviously it's been a lot of years, so he probably expressed sympathy after I said that.
All right. What about his mother, Donna Adelson? Did you know her?
I did.
How was she holding it together during this time frame where the bump was occurring, after the bump occurred?
I think she was also stressed out.
Did you observe her to be crying or appear as if she had been crying?
I've seen her like that before, yes.
Did she tell you she was on painkillers for stress?
She may have, I'm not sure.
Did you notice that Donna Adelson was really involved with her grandchildren?
I believe she was.
And was that Wendy's kids?
Yes.
Specifically? Did Donna Adelson ever express any concerns to you about who killed Dan Markel?
No.
Did you say to law enforcement that the Adelsons weren't ever curious, like who really killed him? They weren't upset about it, it seemed like. Did you say that?
I might have said it.
Page 50, lines 19 through 23.
Okay, so what were you asking? I'm sorry.
Did you say, quote, like they weren't ever curious, like who really killed him? They weren't upset about it, it seemed like.
I did, and I was speculating again, so.
Did the defendant ever say anything about something he did coming back to him?
Where is that?
Why don't you answer the question first?
Wait, you said something coming back to him? What do you mean?
Yes, ma'am. I mean, did the defendant ever tell you about something bad he did coming back to him?
I think he was referring to a horoscope.
Yes, tell us about that, please.
From what I recall, I think we were just reading horoscopes, and I don't even remember at this point. I'd have to look it up again, but.
Page 109.
Okay.
Did you review this transcript?
June, it's like in real time, is realizing that everything she said before in this interview that was, I don't know when it's exactly from, but sounds terrible in open court for the jury to hear and for everyone, for the world to hear. Good Lord.
This morning before your testimony today?
I reviewed it beforehand in the email that you sent. So which line was it?
Page 80, I'm sorry. This is page 109, line 9, through page 110, line 1. And the question is, did you say that the horoscope was something about something you did in the past will come back and take a big toll on your life? And he said, quote, "Isn't that so true? Wow, that's on point," or something.
Yes.
Was this before or after the arrest of Catherine Magbanua?
I really don't remember that part.
Did you ever ask him about what happened to Dan Markel?
I did, yes.
And what did he tell you?
Well, he told me he was shot and they didn't know who did it.
Okay. What about Wendy Adelson? Were you ever around her during the time that you were dating her brother?
Yes.
Did she ever express any concern to you about the murder of her child's father?
I don't really remember too much of it.
Did the topic come up at all regarding
I think a topic about her being a single mother came up, and that's all I remember.
Did she make a comment to you that things were still hard for her even though Dan was gone?
Did she make a comment, you're asking?
Yes.
I think it was something along the lines of that, if I remember.
And did at some point Charlie Adelson tell you that he and Wendy were actually fighting about this case?
He mentioned that at some point in time.
And was Wendy not speaking to the defendant for some period of time because of something to do with this case?
I don't know like how long the time was, but I believe, yes, she wasn't speaking to him at one point.
And did you know what the thing having to do with this case was that caused them to not be speaking?
I have no idea.
During the time that you were dating Charlie Adelson, I think you said you would stay over there at the house in Whale Harbor. Was that every night or most every night?
Every night. Maybe one night, like we missed, like, or if he was out of town, then.
During the time that you were over there, did you have an opportunity to observe large amounts of cash in his residence?
I've seen cash there. So.
All right. And are you aware of a large safe that's there in the residence?
There is a safe.
Okay. And during the time that you were dating him, did he have money in that safe, cash?
I believe so.
All right. And did he have thousands and thousands of dollars, stacks of hundreds? Did you say that?
I believe at one point in time.
Did you say, quote, hundreds are like dollars to him?
I did say that.
Did you say that, quote, all of his money is like stapled together, the hundreds in bundles?
I believe I did say that.
Do you need to review the statement?
No, I mentioned like the staples. I just don't remember the bundle part. Are those my exact words? Or?
Page 42, lines 22. I'm sorry, 42, lines
tell
20
Georgia now.
through 22.
Listen, honey. Don't be doubting old Georgia. I bet she's accurate.
Okay.
Let's be my guess.
And did you say all of his money
Probably
is like
she's-
stapled? All of his money is like stapled together, the hundreds in bundles.
Yes.
After your breakup with Mr. Adelson, has he made any large purchases on your behalf?
I don't know.
You don't know?
After our breakup?
Yes, like has he bought you a big ticket item? A car, a condo?
No.
Has anybody tried to tell you what to say here today?
No.
Has anybody
Just myself.
Has anybody told you, I don't know, to forget what you said in that interview? Did anybody instruct you to do that, is my question.
No.
One moment, please, Your Honor.
June's not a very good liar, guys. So she's, I don't know, probably still getting money after the fact from,
Okay. Thanks.
I mean,
No further questions.
after that, he becomes a sugar daddy at that point,
Let's start right there.
I would
Good
imagine.
afternoon. My name is
After
Dan
the
Rathbone.
Hi.
actual,
Good afternoon.
Have we
breakup?
ever met before?
No.
he's still,
Have you ever seen me before in your life?
I saw you on the internet, but no, never in person in my life.
Fair enough. Have I ever talked to you on the phone?
No, I got a subpoena from you the other day to attend trial here, but I've never physically heard from him.
Has anyone from my office, my colleague Kate Myers, anyone from my team at all ever reached out to you about anything?
No.
Okay.
I was actually surprised you didn't get a depo or anything from me. So.
I never deposed you, right?
No, I haven't heard from you or Charlie or anyone.
Okay. So let's just make that clear. Let's clear up a couple other things. Professor Markel was murdered in 2014.
Right.
Did you know Charlie Adelson in 2014?
No.
You didn't start dating him until, I think you said, give or take, October of 2015, right?
That's right.
Okay. So any type of feelings he had about the murder of Professor Markel in 2014, you wouldn't know anything about that, right?
Right.
Okay. We're going to do a little bit more of this in a little bit, but that time period that Miss Kappelman was asking you that you were confused about where Charlie was acting odd.
Right.
You know what the bump is, right?
The Donna thing, the
Yeah,
extortion.
Where law enforcement approached Donna Adelson on the street.
She's about as bad as Charlie with like the snickering and laughing and not being able to control herself during very serious moments in life here.
You probably watched it on TV.
Yes, everywhere.
Right. And you know there was a wire involved in that, correct?
I do.
And that's the point in time that Charlie Adelson was acting kind of weird, right?
Yes, I believe so.
I mean, I guess it's a nervous laughter.
Let's go back a little bit. When you dated Charlie, did you go out a lot when you were dating?
It was like 50-50, but yes, in the beginning we went out a lot. Every weekend, if we could do nights sometimes too.
Did he work a lot?
A lot.
He started early in the morning and came home late at night a lot of days?
Almost pretty much every day, but like Sunday and Saturday sometime. Saturday, Sunday.
And he worked most of the time 6 days a week.
Yes.
And his work would take him all over the southern part of the state, right?
Right.
He'd be in the car a lot, right?
Yes.
When he dated you and he was in the car, did he bother you a lot by calling you all the time while he was driving?
He knew I was at work and we would see each other before leaving the house and then when we got back, so he didn't have a need to really call me on his way to work. He would text me and we would text sometimes throughout the day if I had a chance.
Okay. Now, you said Charlie keeps a lot of cash at his house, right?
I probably said that, yes.
Okay. And he staples his cash, correct?
That's what I saw, yes.
Okay. And again, you saw this cash at his house in 2016, right? When you dated him, well after the murder.
Oh, yeah, well, way after that, yeah.
Now, there is this discussion about a gun and sleeping with it. He keeps a gun in his nightstand next to his bed, right?
Right.
Are you aware that that habit started on July 18, 2014?
I have no idea.
But ever since you knew him, he kept a gun on his nightstand, right?
Not on it.
In the drawer in his nightstand, apologies.
I think it was in his safe and in the car.
Okay.
But
by the way, his house has a lot of camera equipment, right?
yeah.
Like a lot of camera equipment, right?
Yes.
Are you aware that that camera equipment was installed within 2 weeks of Professor Markel's murder? Are you aware of that?
No.
But it was there when you were there, correct?
Right.
How about the barbed wire behind his house? He has barbed wire, right?
Yes.
Are you aware that that was installed after Professor Markel's murder?
No.
This is awkward.
Did you ever go to the Adelson Institute?
I did.
Did you see all the camera equipment there?
I didn't notice.
Charlie's like, I should have gave her more money.
Now, I think you talked about this, that there were a lot of, that media was starting to come around, right?
Yes.
And this was in 2016 after the bump and after some arrests.
Right.
And after the Tallahassee Police Department released an affidavit saying that Charlie Adelson was part of the murder. You recall that?
Right.
And you asked him, and he said he didn't do it, right?
Sustained its certain hearsay. Members of the jury will disregard the last
Question by Mr. Rashbaum. Please continue.
Did Ms. Kappelman just ask you whether you asked Charlie Adelson about the murder?
Not in the same context, but yes, basically.
Judge, may I go sidebar? I want to make sure I don't step on.
You may continue with your examination.
Let me ask it this way.
About 8 minutes left here, folks. Again, thanks everyone for being here today. I really appreciate it.
After you asked Charlie Adelson if he knew anything or participated in the murder, did you continue to date him?
Yes.
Did you continue to stay at his house almost every day?
Yes. We were every day until we broke up.
You didn't have any worry about your safety, right?
No.
By the way, during this time period...
Oh, can I interrupt you? Sorry. I did have a worry about...
Hold on.
Oh.
They're going to need to ask you the question. You just don't need to start offering statements unless it's clarifying the last question.
That was funny though. It was like she remembered something. Well, I mean, like clearly she remembered something she wanted to say, but just the way it took a minute. Like,
Then you may clarify your answer as to the last question.
So, I'm sorry, the last question one more time because now I forgot it.
Please ask again.
I have forgotten it as well.
Did you continue to stay at his house and spend time with him? I believe that was the question.
Now I remember. Okay, you asked if I felt safe. So at one point in time, he was getting death threats and all this stuff. So at that time when we were together, I kind of felt unsafe with people recognizing us or something like that.
Did you ever feel unsafe? Do you ever think that Charlie Adelson was going to hurt you?
No.
Now, during the time after these media reports, etc., did Charlie take trips overseas?
Yes.
Did he always come back?
Yes.
Did he once tell you he wasn't... Withdraw. Withdraw. Ms. Kappelman asked you about how he was angry, how he was upset. Do you recall those questions?
I do.
At that time, there were Dateline specials being aired, right?
Yes. More than Dateline, but...
And what was his reaction to these media reports?
I think he was just flustered and stressed out, and a ton of different emotions.
Was he angry?
Yes.
Now, you were interviewed by law enforcement in 2018. I think that's what we established finally today, right?
Yes.
And your testimony then was essentially the same as it was today, correct?
My testimony, from being, yes.
They asked you pretty much the same questions.
Yes. We just went over my transcript basically. So.
That was in 2018. There's nothing today that they asked you different, is new from 2018, right?
No, my memory just didn't remember the dates, but no.
But their questions were the same. There's no new topic.
Right.
When was Charlie Adelson arrested?
I believe it was April 2022.
So, 4 years after they asked you those very same questions, correct?
Correct.
May I have one moment, Your Honor?
Go ahead.
Has Charlie ever told you to lie?
Has he ever told me a lie?
Yeah.
Conviction, hearsay.
Oh,
He has, yes.
He's told you to lie?
Oh, I thought you said a lie.
Oh my God, that couldn't have been worse. That's, oh my God, look at Charlie, dude. He's like, this is my life. I'm living this life. This is my life. I've fucked it all to shit.
Has Charlie ever told you to lie?
Has he ever told me a lie?
Yeah.
Conviction, hearsay.
oh,
He has, yes.
He's told you to lie?
Oh, I thought you said a lie.
Has Charlie ever told you to lie?
No, never.
Look at him. Look at him blinking.
redirect definition.
If he has told you a lie,
He's like, this can't be real.
Right.
This can't be real. Oh my God. Charlie.
defense was
Poor Charlie.
trying to get you to move the time period of when Charlie was acting crazy and angry to when the news articles were being published.
Right.
But in your law enforcement interview, you articulated that he had been acting weird for weeks prior to that first news article. Isn't that right? And you didn't
That's
know
what
why.
I remember. Yes.
Ma'am? Yes?
Yes.
Okay. And did they raised, didn't he tell you? He didn't have anything to do with it. Did he tell you that he had purchased a vehicle for Ms. McBano or given her a vehicle?
He didn't tell me, but I saw that in the 2020 thing and asked him about it.
Okay, and he admitted he gave her a vehicle.
He said his father, it was an old car that his father,
Did he give her
Cancer.
a vehicle?
I don't know.
Bro, George is done with it, bro. She's ready to fist fight. I wish I had my bell to ring because she's ready to go. She is so
Did he
mad.
mention giving her or contributing to a breast augmentation for Catherine McBanois?
He said he never contributed to that.
Charlie, get
If
himself
you'll
into
look
some
at
shit.
tab 1 of the binder in front of you, the trial on May 23rd, 2022 should be your first tab. And if you'll look first on page
It's like watching his face is
1197,
seriously a comedy movie to me.
lines 19 through 24.
He's like, I'm fucked.
Are you
I
with
am
me?
fucked.
Yes. Can you
I
say
haven't
the
asked the
lines
question.
again? What were the
Oh,
lines?
yes, ma'am. it's 1197 is the page, and the lines are 19 through 24.
Right.
Did you previously testify? Question: did he put you on the payroll at the Adelson Institute after you broke up? No. Do you recall him telling you that he gave Catherine Magbanua a car? Answer: I do. Page 1216.
That's what he said, yes, at the time.
And would you turn to 1216 now?
I'm there, yes.
Oh, okay. And in that testimony, did you also testify? Question: so now your testimony is that he told you he paid for half of her breast augmentation.
He said that at one point, but I think it was a joke.
No further questions.
Dude, you can read her face. Like, she is not very good at this at all. Like, she just, like, basically did the lip thing. Ugh.
No further questions.
Like, she knows how bad this was.
Judge, we do have her on subpoena, so there's a possibility.
You may step down.
Wow. All right. We got through a little bit this morning. I'm happy with this morning. Where are we going next? On the trial channel. Next, we'll be going into a little bit more Jeff. Looks like Wendy and Jeff recalled. Whoa, okay. Okay, shit. So that's going to probably maybe get a little interesting. So we'll probably pick that up on Tuesday night. 8 p.m. Eastern is probably what we'll do. Unless something else pops up that I really want to cover, we'll probably do that because that sounds interesting. And we'll keep on working our way through this trial. Again, Season 6 of Murder Church, rocking and rolling. Make sure you're following in the chat right here. The trial channel. Boom. Been hanging out with us this morning. And also, that's who I'm using to watch this with. They've got a playlist. They got a lot of they're killing it actually. Like their sub count is amazing, and I see a lot of awesome folks mentioning them, and also make sure you're following them on X, and yeah, good stuff. The next time you'll see me though will be tonight at 6 Eastern. I'll be going on live on my second channel, Wrestle Plunge. On Sunday nights we watch classic Memphis wrestling, and we have a lot of fun doing it. And if you're not a wrestling fan, I get it. But on that channel, also make videos. And currently, we just had a shirt giveaway with a lot of the fun folks that could come through and leave likes, comments, and watch the video to completion. That is very important as well. But here is my newest video. Boom. If the fine folks in here would go and watch that video, check that video out, give it a like, and give it a comment, I would be very happy and I'd appreciate the hell out of it. And it would help that video on that channel keep on pumping. Dropped it last Sunday. It's up to 37,000 views and I'm very happy with that. And it's a lot, and it's, you know, really the Buzz Nation helped that go right along. And I love it. Thank you guys so much for the support here, not only on Publicly Buzz, but on the second journey as well with Wrestle Plunge. But yeah, the next time we will be live here will be Tuesday night. But come through tonight for some fun on the wrestling channel. And yeah, those videos in the video section are all pretty, I take a lot of time on those. They're actually do some editing with those, you know, and most of the stories, not all of them, are true crime related. There's a lot of dark stories behind the scenes in pro wrestling. So, but we had a great morning. We got a wheel spun. We had a shirt giveaway that Jen won, and she's actually going to give that shirt away to Drew. So Drew, I'm going to get with you and figure out, I think she actually showed me which one you want, but I need to get your information. I think I've got your size as well, but need to know where to send that. So congratulations to you. Thanks to Jen, because Jen is absolutely amazing. Always coming through here and being the freaking best. Love it. And right here, yeah, the True Crime Channel. The True Crime Channel. The Trial Channel. Fucking rules. They've been killing it. And I really appreciate your letting me use this. But yeah, there we go. Murder boobs. That's what we're talking about. It gets a little wild in here. Publicly Buzzed a little wild. A little bit different in the true crime community. We get a little nuts. This is the Gin Nation. If you didn't know it, you better learn it and learn to love it at that, because the Gin Nation doesn't mess. If you missed that part of today's stream, holy shit, that was amazing. Day of the Gins, right there. That's what I'm talking about. Not a Gin says gin is not the brightest bulb on the marquee. The gins. Love you guys. Let's go. Have a great day. See you tonight at 6, hopefully.